Classy on a Tuesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh back from a weekend up north. Went to a wedding, so Marsh is...
Is that where Marshy
fresh.
went?
He's ready to go. Yeah, not his wedding.
Well,
Not his
Marshy,
wedding.
when you go to weddings, does it make you feel like you want to get married?
Nope.
Good boy. What?
No.
Anthony, why
However-
did you say that?
I think that was you.
Oh, maybe.
However, I do enjoy being there and dancing and...
What's your favorite part of the weddings? Like, do you like the ceremony? Do you get a little teary-eyed? Do you like the reception? Do you like the speeches? Or is it just like straight up booze and dance floor?
I mean, I'll put booze and dance floor up at the top,
I
but
don't blame
I do enjoy the speeches. Some of them are funny, some of them are sentimental, but
Yeah.
I like seeing what people can bring to the table, and sometimes it becomes a roast fest, and that's exactly what you love to see.
So what was this then? What was best man? And then
the best
maid
man.
of honor.
So the maid of honor, I think, had more of a roast fest than the best man.
Really?
Yeah, which was great. It was funny, so I enjoyed it.
She bringing up past boyfriends? Give us a little. Give us a little taste.
Did you go solo to this wedding?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh.
But to me, it was like a reunion. All these different people from school that I haven't seen in years. So it was good to catch up with everybody.
Well, nice. That was in Minnesota.
Well, I went up to Minnesota. The actual wedding was in Somerset, Wisconsin. So it was like 45 minutes away from the border of Minnesota.
Okay.
Look at our guy, Marshy.
He's just
growing
traveling.
up so fast.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Well, he's in that. What are you? 26?
27.
27. He's in that spot where a lot of people are starting to get married. You're going to be going to a wedding like every weekend now.
Oh, absolutely. It's been like that for a few years now. Now I'm at the age where
I'm lifting, right?
everyone's having children. One of my best friends is about to have a child here in about a week.
Okay, so
you
it's
can
a
see
little bit later.
It's very conflicting with especially week 2 of NFL football.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. The kids get in the way, really.
And Jamie, of football,
And golf.
of only football, or
A lot of things, Anthony.
yeah. Speaking of kids, Jamie, you got the Rivers circus together for a weekend of debauchery down at the lake.
Unbelievable.
A new Speedo was unveiled.
No, it's an old Speedo. It's just making its rounds again.
Just you saw the different
Okay.
side of it, Anthony.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it
I
is.
think that's
yeah.
what it was.
So the backside this time
Yeah,
in the
you did.
video.
The old cheetah head making its presence felt at Dog Days down at Lake of the Ozarks.
Nice.
Let me just tell you, that thing's a magnet. That thing's a magnet. You pull that puppy out, and it's like puppies, like the Pied Piper.
Speedo.
Just
You talking
following
about-
out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You
okay.
don't want
When
to
you,
come up and
you
talk
throw
to you.
the shake and bake in there too. I saw the video.
Yeah.
I had no idea, by the way, in that video that I was being filmed. That was my daughter who filmed me shaking my booty to some song that was playing while I was carrying around a cocktail and wearing nothing but a cheetah Speedo.
Absolutely. It's a proud moment for any kid.
My kids were laughing so hard, they loved it. But we had a great weekend. It was built around my twin boys turned 20 years old. And
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday, Ashton and Braden, and a great, great friend of mine and his girlfriend, Mark Beckham and Jane. They always welcome us in with open arms. It was just the circus. Imagine the Rivers clan just infiltrating your lake house. We had me, we had Ashley, Ashley's boys, all the significant others, so the girlfriends and boyfriends, and nothing went wrong, which is amazing to me.
No hamstring injuries, because last time you went down there,
I did blow a hammy last time I was down there.
you were competing in the American Gladiator type.
We did do that
Drink
again.
fest.
We did do that again. We called them the Birthday Beer Olympics this year. And then we had Team Canada versus Team USA. Team Canada did not prevail this time.
Was it you versus everybody else?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Who was on Team Canada?
Big Hoss was the team captain because, he can pick either passport, Canadian or American. And it was me, Ashley, Mark, his girlfriend, Jane. So we were, as they called, the kids called us, is the old heads team. And meanwhile, in a lot of these games, it works out okay. It didn't go great. Flip Cup, I was the last guy standing from Team Canada. I got beat by my own daughter, so proud moment for there. There's 4 years of college well spent. Now I know what
Absolutely.
was going on at Mizzou.
M-I-Z.
Z-O-U.
By the way, I'm heading there this weekend.
Are you?
I'm going to the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got to get into Mizzou a little bit
Yeah,
later
we
on.
will.
Oh, yeah. So we had that. Then we had a couple other things, too. It was a great weekend. Shout out to Dave Hawk as well. He invited us over to his place. And Anthony, it's It's like MTV Cribs being at Dave's house. He's got the infinity pool, the yacht, and you just roll up, and Dave's like, "Yeah, Eric, just come on in. Music's going." The kids had a blast.
What's mine is yours.
Pretty much. It was awesome. It was much needed.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was a great weekend.
So you're the last one standing on the old flip cup there?
Oh yeah. I hang in there strong.
That's always fun. Like if you're doing the beer pong and you're winning, but when you're winning, you don't realize by the last game you can't see. Like
no, that definitely happened.
Yeah.
I think somehow, I don't know if I read the memo wrong, but apparently I thought I was going to the electric chair the next day and wanted to drink as much as I possibly could.
Nobody told you.
No, nobody told me the difference. Nobody told me that. But in my brain, it was like, if I don't consume every single beer in that cooler, I may not make it. And I tried, Anthony. Boy, did I try. But it was fun. Like, honestly, there's no, like, usually some of these things, you got that amount of people.
Yeah.
You got kids of different ages. You got adults of different backgrounds. And usually somewhere there's like a little friction, right? No, I'm proud of the group. Everybody had a great time. We went from spot to spot on the lake, and Mark's got a big, beautiful boat. The kids got to drive the boat and play the music, and it was awesome.
That's phenomenal. Everybody had a good weekend. That's good.
Anthony, how was your Friday, by the way?
Well, I did not have a good weekend.
Yeah, there it is. So to clue in our listeners, I rolled in today and had no idea, because I was out on the water on Friday. I had no idea my friend Anthony did not make it into the show on Friday.
Nope.
Got into a little bit of a fender bender.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a full-blown accident, although felt like it in some respects. Yeah, so I was coming back from the MAC. Got a workout in. I had been texting Bradford Bruns, who was filling in for Andrew Marsh. You know, we've got the Google Doc going. I was doing my workout. I was responding to some things to him. Hey, we could do this, that, and the other thing. Our guy Dan McLaughlin was filling in for you, Jamie. So we had kind of the fill-in show, and like, hey, this is what we're going to do today. So I'm coming back from the MAC. And I was on, I didn't want to circle back, go to 270. I usually take like ballast and kind of cutting back through to get to the station here in Creve Coeur. Well, on ballast, they got the two lanes going, both ways. It's a little narrow, but no big deal. I was going, 35, 40. All good. Well, the car next to me starts to veer into my lane.
Dropping a shoulder on you.
He was dropping a shoulder on me. I don't know if this person was on the phone, decided to, make get in front of me. I don't know. Clearly didn't see me, though. So instead of slamming on the brakes, because it gets a little congested there, I can't remember if somebody's behind me or not.
You didn't want to take it from behind it.
I didn't want to take it from behind, Jamie. Yeah. Don't like that. No. Don't want to do that.
It would have been their fault for being a little too close to you.
Maybe, sure. But didn't want to slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I should have just let this person nudge me, Rubbins Racing, and all good. Instead, I instinctively said, this car's coming into my lane. I better move over a little bit.
And I jerked the wheel.
I didn't have space on that side, though, Jamie.
No.
I was hemmed in. So I jerked the wheel just a little bit, and because the street was narrow and it's a residential area, we got the real curbs there.
Yeah, the square curbs.
Yeah, the old school curbs, not the ones where you can just, I could just go up the little ramp, get back on, no big deal, assuming nobody's over there.
How often do you do this, Anthony, to know?
I listen, I'm just saying, I've thought about this a lot. If the curb was a little bit of a ramp, Jamie, I'm up, I'm on, I give a little honk, we're good, right?
We're good.
Nope. Regular old school curb. Must hit the tire to the curb just slightly. Boom. Pop. Big shotgun from the wheel. Wheel completely blew out. The side airbags also deployed. That's like a shotgun when you got all the...
it's alarming, isn't it?
When you got all the windows up.
Did all the dust hit you too?
No.
It didn't. The dust didn't go off. It just deployed.
Yeah, just
sometimes
deployed.
It'll go, and it has it's like dust, like big white cloud.
Yeah, it wasn't dust. Not on the side airbags. I don't know, but those things. I mean, they fire. So it's like bang, bang. I'm like, holy boy. So now I'm like this.
Hit the ground.
Oh, geez. I just ripped my headphones out. There we go. Okay. I'm all right. So I'm driving. Best part is, so now I got 3 wheels because the other one is sideways. I don't know at the time. Wheels popped, axle sideways. So I'm like doing one of these guys for the YouTube viewers. Sorry if you're listening on air or you're listening via your radio. So I'm like shaking. Here's the best part. I don't know what she was doing or why she was there at that point, but there was a woman pushing a stroller.
Did it have a baby in it or a dog?
I have no idea.
I asked that because I see a lot of people these days walking their dogs in like strollers.
I'm assuming a baby.
Okay.
She was coming out there. The country club's right on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So I can't immediately pull over because I'm in the middle of the street. But I noticed that there was a little, there was some place where I can pull off to the right, assess the damage here because I have no idea.
Except there's a baby in the way.
Except this woman, for some ungodly reason, was walking a baby. No sidewalk. I don't know if she was doing a little...
What was she walking
U-turn?
on, the grass or the street?
She was on the street.
What the hell is she doing?
I don't know. She starts
Walks a baby on the street.
She starts to come out. So now
She's merging now.
she's merging. I got idiot to the left, merging. By the way, he was gone. He probably never saw me. So he kept going because it's not like he ever hit me. And then I got baby and stroller and woman coming out to the right side. I've got to swerve to miss her. 3 wheels. Swerve to miss her. Go back over into the little country club little area there. Finally hit the brakes on this thing. I look back. The woman kept going.
Well, she just thought you were a horrible driver.
She did.
Yeah.
She never circled back around.
Maybe the baby was trying to have a nap, and you know how that works. If you break stride, the baby wakes up.
Forget it. Yeah. I don't know where she went. I don't know. And she saw me at the last second and started to pull back, but nope.
You sure she was real, or were you just seeing things?
Yeah, at this point, were you like the lady on the airplane? At this point.
No, she was real. Yeah, she was real. Don't pull off to the side. First call I make was to Mike Ryder, our boss. Said, "Hey, Mike, I was in a car accident. Haven't assessed the damage here. Don't know how long it's going to be. Don't know." Here's the other part too. There was a woman that pulled up probably about 5 minutes after me in a van. Her van was dented in on the left side. And I'm sitting there, I'm making the call to Mike Ryder, I'm making the call to my wife, Kristen. I got to eventually call the police officers to come out because I can't drive the thing now. I was just in an accident. She comes up, knocks on the window. She's like, hi. She goes, where are we? I go, what? I'm like, where did you come from? It's because I didn't see her pull up behind me. She's like, knock on the window. I roll it down. Where are we? I'm like, where are we? What are you talking about? Where are we located?
In the middle of a crime scene.
I go, St. Louis, Missouri? I go, what are you talking? How specific do you want me to be? And she's like, well, I've just been in an accident. And I look behind me, and she I don't know. She came out.
Maybe she was the one who ran you off the road.
I don't know. I doubt it. Somehow she got behind me. But she was like, I was just in an accident. I want to know. I go, listen, lady, I was in an accident as well. She thought I was just pulled off to the side. I'm like, I've been in an accident too. I go, as soon as my head stops spinning from nearly taking out a carriage, I'll figure out where we're at here. I'll help you. Yeah, the baby carriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, long story short, car might be totaled.
But you're okay, Anthony.
I'm fine.
That's all that matters.
Thank you to Dan McLaughlin. Thank you to Bradford Bruns. Thank you to Randy Carrick who filled in. First hour, Jay stepped up.
We had
thank
the
you.
one-on-one whack pack going on
We did.
Friday.
So everybody that filled in, thank you. Mike Ryder apparently said that a bunch of people texted in, saying, hey, hope he's all right. I'm fine. Thank you.
I even texted in because I was listening on my way up there, and I hear Dan, I hear Jay, and I hear Bradford. I'm like, well, where's Anthony at?
Not fun.
Anthony, I didn't text him because I had no idea. And then here I am on Monday or Sunday, I don't know which day now, sending you stupid pictures and videos.
That's all right.
Totally thoughtless of me, Anthony.
No,
Sorry about that.
I'm fine.
You're such a good friend.
I had no idea.
So thanks for everybody that helped. Thanks for everybody that texted in. It's all good. I mean, it's not, but we'll figure it out, Jamie. We'll We'll figure it out.
Just glad you're here.
Thank you. All right, it's the Fast Line on 101 ESPN 217. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The lineup was released. We avoided it. We'll have the lineup game.
Who wouldn't?
And the home run derby next on 101 ESPN.
Boys, it's finally back. The NFL is coming up here on Thursday. And not only do we like to watch the games, but I like to gamble a little bit. But I'll only use FanDuel because it's America's #1 sports book. And right now, for new customers, you can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, and that's guaranteed. Also, remember this, that all customers who bet $5 get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. And Anthony, I know you love the Sunday Ticket.
What a deal.
I know.
What a deal. You got FanDuel giving you the absolute best way to watch your games each and every Sunday. You're from, I don't know, California, you're from Florida, you're from New York, and you want to watch your respective team. Well, great. NFL Sunday Tickets, they got you covered. So now it's the best time to join FanDuel. The app, easy to use. You can bet on everything from the point spreads to the player props, live betting. They got it all. And you also get the deal that Jamie was just talking about from YouTube and YouTube TV with the NFL Sunday Ticket. So visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
21 and over, present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. NFL Sunday Ticket offer. It ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket. Not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel any time.
Time to play a lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. This should be fun. This should be a lot of fun. Braves. Cardinals Braves tonight in Hotlanta. Miles Michaelis versus
tonight,
Michael
Anthony.
Soroka. Yeah.
Who the hell do the Braves have anyway?
Yeah, nobody. They have basically a whole roster's
They
loaded.
got an all-star team.
They're 44-22 at home this year.
Is that good?
That's real good. They've already won 90 games. Early September, they've already won 90.
Peaking too soon, Anthony.
Yeah, they are. This team's screwed.
Yep.
You should be 59-78.
Yeah.
That's when you really find out who you
You
are.
really got the opposition.
Yeah. Michael Soroka recalled from Atlanta's AAA team. He'll start tonight. He is a right-hander.
Wow, the disrespect they're showing already.
I know. It's almost
They're
like
not
they
even
don't.
pitching one of their regular guys.
It's like they don't respect the Cardinals at all. I think it's
It's not
it's atrocious.
It's a fact that they don't.
Yep.
Well, let's bury this then, okay?
Okay.
Lars Nootbaar, everyone?
Yep, he's back. Got that energy.
Let's grind it up, Marshy.
Show us Lars Taylor Tattoo and
Just
Newport.
come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm grinding.
Jamie, we have standards, okay?
I'm just, you know what? I know. I should know better. I'm still sidetracked thinking about the near-death experience you had on Friday.
Yeah, thanks.
And the fact that I was out on the water, enjoying
Partying it
myself, partying, having a great time, not thinking about you with a bad wheel and airbags deployed and almost killing a baby.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Thanks. I saved a baby. I think we can.
You want to word it differently?
Sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Where are we? Earth? I don't know.
That's a funny story.
Anyways, okay. Paul Goldschmidt.
Yes. Show us the Goldie, please.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
All right, this is big boy.
Nolan.
This is Nolan Gorman here.
Show us Jamie's favorite player, Nolan Gorman. Please.
There's a storm coming, Ari.
That had me worried there for a second.
Yeah, you did.
Marsha,
Yeah.
what happened? Did the hamster fall out of the wheel?
A little bit, yeah. I was going through all the names,
I saw him.
and I don't know why, but I couldn't find Gorman, even though all of these names are in alphabetical order, which is also right next to Goldschmidt.
That's all right.
I watched him and he was scrolling. I was like, what is it? What's going on? I thought he was looking for the Janet dropper.
Stuff happens.
You're wrong.
No.
You're wrong.
Nah, it's just a Tuesday.
Jamie, if I could,
Oh, please do.
show us Nolan Arenado.
Nolan is a security guard at the lumber yard.
Okay, so
That's
does our
4 for
guy Jordan Walker?
No, this is Big Willie style.
I don't. Well, yeah. Okay. You like that? Go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, do we like it? That's the key.
I like it.
We're a team.
I always like it.
All right. Show us that Big Willie.
This one goes out to all the big willies.
Wilson, are you naked? No, Tim, I'm wearing a hat.
All right. This has got to be Jordan.
This has got to be Walker.
It's a 6-game hitting streak going on.
Historic.
He's 11 of 18, 3 home runs. In this.
No big deal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Show us that walk it like it's hot.
Walk it like it's hot. Walk it like it's hot.
Wow, Jamie. You're pitching a perfect game right now.
Well, there goes that.
No, I
Yep.
believe in us.
All right.
Okay, what do we need here?
Well, we've got 2 outfielders. And we've
Unless
got
Walker
first,
is
second,
DHing.
third. I'm just saying, as of right now, it would be that.
Got it.
Burleson I believe Burleson was in this spot last game. Was he not?
Yeah, that's because Tyler O'Neill, shockingly, did not play.
Yeah.
I don't. Here's the thing.
I wouldn't play it again. Like ever. I wouldn't.
All right, so you want
Enough's
to go?
enough.
You want to go Burleson here? I'm
I mean,
fine with that.
Like, I'll go with what I want to guess right. I want to be like, I want to win this game.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that other stuff later.
Let's go with Burleson.
Okay.
Left-hander against a righty. Let's go. Show us Alec Burleson.
You are so wrong.
That stung. Then I think it's Tyler O'Neill.
I think it has to be Tyler O'Neill.
Marsh, show us Tyler O'Neill.
He's back.
So now we have 3 outfielders, as long as they're not.
As long as one of them's not DH.
Correct. So we need a shortstop still.
Yeah.
And,
well, Edmonds got to be in there somewhere.
Well, we might need a shortstop and a second baseman.
I think
Gorman could be the DH.
Either way, I think we got Edmund and Wynn in this lineup.
So I think Gorman is the DH. He's had the back problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he would be the guy. And right now you would go Edmund, Wynn to close this thing out.
I like it.
Show us. Tell me, Edmund.
Tell me likey. Tell me want wingy.
All right.
Okay, that's our second baseman, I believe, Tommy Edmund.
Show us Mason Wynn.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
There's our shortstop.
There we go.
Marsh, why don't you go ahead and run that thing?
All right, leading off, right fielder Lars Taylor Tetsuinupar. Batting second, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Batting third, second baseman Nolan Gorman. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman Nolan Arenado. Batting fifth, catching Wilson Contreras. Batting sixth, the DH Jordan Walker. Batting seventh in left field, Tyler O'Neill. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Tommy Edman. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go foul, go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
Marsh, I have no idea where we are in these standings.
Yeah, I believe it's still 9-7-3. Bradford Bruns actually is on the board now after getting his pick correct. And he actually wanted us to share his call from last Friday. I believe it was spot on.
Contreras is going to be my pick to go yard this evening as the catcher. Only 2 players for the Cardinals actually have been able to go yard against Keller in their respective careers. That would be Nolan Arenado. Don't love the potential there for the excessive lift. What with the back issues. Also, you have Newbar falling into that category. He's just making his return to the lineup. Not great numbers. Career for Contreras versus Keller, 3 of 12. He has fanned 7 times, but at any point, he can run into one of those heaters. The expressway, take it.
Wow. Boom.
Nailed
Jay
it.
Delsing also on that on that clip there. Again, thank you, Jay, for filling in.
Delsing.
In my opinion, though, not as cool as Jamie calling Nolan Arenado to park one in the seats first AB a few weeks ago.
I do appreciate though. Bradford has an absolute way with words. Did you notice instead of saying like home run or ding dong Johnson, like one of us idiots, he goes, I don't know if he's got the lift.
I mean, that's what it's all about, though. The exit velo and the lift.
It's the launch angle combined with the exit velo.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Jamie, go ahead.
All right, this one for me is a no-brainer. I haven't taken this guy in a while. Nolan Gorman.
Okay.
What are you disgusted with it for?
I'm not disgusted.
You were disgusted with it.
Yeah.
So sorry, I picked a left-handed power hitter. Mm-hmm. Oh, my bad.
You love Gorman. And
do.
why not? I mean, this is why you got 9 ding dong Johnsons on the year. And
I think you're
Marsh
more
and I are
disappointed in
chasing
yourself than you are my pick.
Absolutely. I'm projecting my crap on you.
People around you, Anthony.
I apologize. I do. I apologize.
Stab you.
Marsh, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the guy who provides a little bit of lift, Wilson Contreras.
Marsh, I thought you were going to take either Goldschmidt or Walker, and I was going to take the other. But now you left both
Anthony,
on the
board's wide open for you.
Yeah, it is.
Man, real Stalter's choice.
Just go with chalk. Go ahead.
I'm not going to do that. Give me Paul Goldschmidt. Otherwise known as RL Chalk.
Yeah.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If the Cardinals mismanage their pitching this season, that's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cards pick up a victory yesterday over the Pirates, but final score 6-4. They'll take on the Atlanta Braves tonight. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Michael Soroka. First pitch is at 6:20. Also over the weekend, City SC took on Sporting KC. Unfortunately for City SC, they lose by a final of 2-1. They'll be back in action on Sunday, taking on the LA Galaxy. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Have the Cardinals mismanaged their pitching this season? Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So Matthew Liberatore was activated from the 15-day IL. Jojo Romero with the left knee patellar tendonitis. He was placed on the 15-day IL, retroactive to September 2nd. Some other moves. Jose Fermin has been recalled from Memphis. And our guy, Taylor Motter, was designated for assignment for, I think, the third time this year. Is that correct? Third time?
Poor guy.
Believe it or not, Romero is on the IL after pitching continuously throughout the past
I don't
month.
understand a couple things, Anthony. One, I don't understand the whole Taylor Motter thing. For the course of the season, I get it. He's a guy that you really liked. He's good in the clubhouse and played whatever position you wanted him to play. But I feel like he could have still had a younger guy doing that job, somebody that actually has a future within your organization.
Yeah.
But then once you've decided to keep Taylor Motter as long as you have been, why demote him now? Like, why call up Fermin in lieu of Motter at this point? Like, why not just let the Mott sauce ride it out? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, you get an extra look at Fermin, though. You know, Jamie?
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. I don't know.
Come on. What are we doing here? Like, the guy did whatever you want. Just let him finish out the damn season with you.
Sure. Fine.
Now he's DFA. He's got nowhere to play.
Oh, he'll be back. The Mott sauce is always back. He'll clear waivers. They'll send him down to Memphis, and then somebody will get hurt, and then he'll bring back up. That was fourth job with the Cardinals. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Anyways, whatever.
Yeah. So, Marsh, you were thinking about this earlier, about the Cardinals mismanaging things, and you had this thought because of Jojo Romero, correct?
Yeah, him just, he's been battling out there, and obviously you want that for your club, a guy who's willing to take the ball every day when called upon.
Well, then you should give it to him every day then. When guys
every single day.
But,
after
pitch that guy till he drops.
Call it the old meat grinder.
Yep.
Yeah. Pitch him till at least he goes on the IL.
Yep.
But, I just, I feel bad for him that he is injured, and I just wonder if that has anything to do with him just going out there every single day. It also reminded me of how Zach Thompson was treated at the beginning of the year, how Matthew Liberatore was treated towards the beginning of the year, and it just seems like they've sort of mismanaged their pitching. Now, the talent on the team in terms of pitching isn't all that great. We know that because we've seen it occur over the past few months. So I wonder, what do you do if you're Ollie Marmol? How do you handle that when you don't have the guys necessarily that have great stuff?
Yeah.
What do you do there?
At this point?
Yeah, well, just throughout the whole season, just looking back on it.
Jamie, I think this is the butterfly effect of the starters not pitching well in April.
Yeah.
There's that bill that comes due. And this is one of the things that happens when you have a starting pitching staff that wasn't good in April. Miles Michaelis struggled mightily in April. Adam Wainwright wasn't available in April. Steven Matz wasn't good in April. You had a bunch of guys that you were leaning on at the start of the year that did not pitch well in that first month. And when you're going 3 innings or 4 innings or 5 innings consistently, you're going to wear out your bullpen. So by the time May came around and the starting staff started to pitch a lot better, and we started to say, well, hey, the starting pitching, it's better now. The damage had already been not done, but had started in April with the bullpen. So what can Ollie Marmol do? You can only throw the guys that are available. We don't know who is available every single night. We don't know who's telling him, hey, arm's a little fatigued today. I can only give you 1 inning, or I need another day. He's got to pitch who's available. And then if the starter goes 4, now you're screwed. He can only throw who's available. If the starters are consistently working into the 6th inning, 7th inning, we'll just start with 6. How about that?
Come on, Anthony. My goodness.
I know. I got over my skis with the 7th. If they're consistently into the 6th, you're not wearing out your bullpen every series. This is why it's vital to have a starting staff that's going to eat innings for you.
What if you get to the 4th inning consistently, Anthony? How does that work then for your bullpen?
It wears you down. It wears you down.
I'm being snarky.
That's what happened in April.
That's what's happened. It's been the
wheels fell off.
The dominoes have fallen that way, and that's why your bullpen has been worn out and at times less than desirable.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you're the 2nd worst team in the league for blown saves. Can you believe the Rangers are first?
In blown saves?
Texas Rangers are first with 29, I believe, and the Cardinals have like 26, I think is what it is.
And the Rangers have overcome it.
So I saw that, and I wondered why have the Rangers been able to overcome that, and the Cardinals have not. The Rangers had they have a really good offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals are supposed to have a really good offense. Where's the difference there? How come the Rangers have succeeded? In my opinion, a very tough division, especially compared to the NL Central.
Yeah.
How have they been able to get by, and the Cardinals have not?
They've won more games. Well,
obviously.
They've had a better starting staff. They've had a better offense. They've had a more consistent offense. They've had a better starting staff. So the days that they don't blow saves, they're winning those games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to look through it, but maybe they're winning those games 8-3. And they don't have to constantly lean on their bullpen. The Cardinals are seemingly in a tight game almost every night. Or if they're getting or if it's a blowout, they're the ones getting blown out. And their starting staff is out early, and they're leaning on their bullpen too much. Or they get into games where it's 5-0 early, and you're not winning those games. So, yeah, the Rangers are winning more games. They're probably winning by a larger margin too. That we can look up just by looking at the standings and seeing that the Rangers, they're in 3rd place right now.
Yeah, they're
holy smokes.
Bit of a speed bump. That division is crazy. Like when the music stops, grab a chair in that division.
No kidding. Mariners are now by win percentage in 1st over the Astros, but they're even. The Rangers are plus 161 run differential. The Cardinals are minus 77.
Yeah.
It matters. So when they're winning big, and they're not fracturing the bullpen. When they're in close games, they being the Rangers, they're blowing those games. And if you look back, I know the Rangers bullpen has been over the last week or so, week and a half, about last 10 games. They've got the highest ERA and the highest FIP for collective bullpen. The Rangers bullpen has been bad.
Well, and they almost blew the game on Sunday. Being up in Minnesota, I had a chance to watch the Twins play, and they were playing the Texas Rangers, and the Twins came back late in that game. Luckily for the Rangers, they had Adolis Garcia to hit a walk-off home run for them.
Boy, did he hit that too. Woof.
But maybe that's another thing. They have these blown leads late in games. However, their offense is able to help them out and regain that lead.
Absolutely. So, Marsh, to your question, both teams are getting opportunities. Mm-hmm. They're both blowing games, but in games where they're not blowing games, they're rolling.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Twins, how about this kid Lopez?
Dude, he's so good.
Have you seen the
Royce Lopez?
Royce Lewis. Jamie, this kid hits like a grand slam every night.
He was hitting BBs in the game that I was watching.
He has been unbelievable.
What? Let's get him.
I don't think he's available.
I think he was the 1st overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, at least for the Twins.
So Royce Lewis, he hit his 4th grand slam of the season yesterday.
He's doing that, and the Cardinals load up the bases in the bottom of the 1st with no outs and don't score a run.
That's correct.
Interesting.
Listen to this. Royce Lewis of the Twins blasted his 4th grand slam of the season. His 3rd grand slam in his past 8 games.
That's incredible.
His 3rd slam in his last 8 games. The Twins beat the Guardians yesterday 20-6. You know who started for the Guardians?
Oh, Giolito.
And
he was terrible.
Wow. I'm starting to be okay with the Cardinals not getting him.
I would say so.
I don't even know why people now. He's been terrible this year.
I don't care.
He was.
I would have got him.
He was good with the White Sox.
I would have got him. take my chance. Who cares? So
Right.
What's the difference if it's Giolito throwing up watermelons or one of your own guys? Who cares?
Yeah, very true.
The Angels poisoned him.
I guess so. We got to the Angels and everything went sideways. All right. We didn't have an opportunity last Friday because we were all missed the show for various reasons. We didn't have an opportunity to talk about Mizzou. So they beat South Dakota. Okay, great. I watched the game. You guys watched the game. And I don't know how you guys felt, but I was just like, okay. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
We will be moving forward with Brady Cook as our quarterback and quarterback number one, while giving Sam opportunities to grow throughout the game. It won't look the same as it did this past week as far as maybe exactly equal first half and second half, but we are definitely committed to letting Sam continue to get reps and improve and grow. I think he's earned that opportunity, but I also think Brady Cook has earned the right to be quarterback one and take the lion's share of the reps.
That was Eli Drinkowitz, head coach for Missouri, that audio, courtesy of ABC 17, KMIZ. We're going to get into Mizzou. We're going to get into Brady Cook. We're going to get into that offense here in a second. But we do have Guns N' Roses tickets to give away right now. So we have your chance to score a pair of tickets to see Guns N' Roses with special guest The Pretenders this Saturday night at Busch Stadium. So one of the last opportunities you have to see Guns N' Roses this weekend, this Saturday night at Busch Stadium. Tickets for the show are now on sale, and you can get 4 select tickets for just $90. That's it, 4 select tickets for just $90 to see Guns N' Roses. And you can get your tickets now at Cardinals.com/Guns N' Roses, or you can answer the trivia question today correctly. Be the 101st texter to text into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646 for your chance to win free tickets to the show. Jamie Rivers has our trivia question today. It's a good one. You got to be a Guns N' Roses fan.
Yeah, so there was a period of time where Guns N' Roses kind of broke up, took a little hiatus, and during that time, Slash, his lead guitarist, as well as the drummer, went off to form their own band for a while. What was the name of that band?
If you have that answer and you're the 101st texter, again, to 314-399-9646, you're going to go see Guns N' Roses this Saturday night at Busch Stadium. You can find a bonus chance to win tickets at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. I want to ask this. Can we have a real discussion on Mizzou football?
Well, yeah, I thought that's what we were going to do.
The reason why I asked that, Jamie, is because I feel
Did you see them win? What a win. MIZZOU!
I feel like sometimes we talk Mizzou football and we start to, and I'm trying not to be condescending, but I feel like we hurt feelings. I feel like we hurt people's feelings when we talk Mizzou.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other week, the guy with the Redbird hat was outside of our station.
He was angry.
He was trying to bang on the door to try and get in because he heard Jamie was talking crap.
Yeah. Can we have a real discussion on Mizzou football?
Yeah, please, Anthony.
Okay. To me,
yeah,
and I'm rooting for the local kid. I am. I hope that Brady Cook has himself a great year for Mizzou. To me, if you're going to run this offense in the SEC, I don't care about the South Dakota games. I don't care about the other non-conference games, although when you face Kansas State, it's a good test. You know, even Middle Tennessee should be interesting, although they got the brakes beat off of them by Alabama, of course. But in the SEC, if you're going to run this offense, it doesn't really matter who your quarterback is. I watched that game against South Dakota. I watched it with an eye on what that offense is going to look like. Maybe Drink and the OC were holding back. Maybe they don't want to avail a bunch of stuff. That could be the case. I have seen this specific offense out of Mizzou for the last 5-6 years now. It is RPO, smoke screen, middle screen, nothing. Brady Cook, his best moment came on the touchdown pass in the first quarter. When he looked to the side, he had that linebacker. He held the linebacker, and he held the linebacker in, safety over top, and he threw a frozen rope for a touchdown. That was his best throw of the night. Everything else was just designed. Middle screen, nothing. Out. There's nothing creative out of this Mizzou offense. And I'm not saying that, their ground game or Schrader didn't look good at times. Schrader's a really good athlete. He bounced a couple outside there. He didn't have a lane. He created his own to the outside. He's got plenty of speed and all that. It's fine. Luther Burden, 7 catches, 96 yards in the touchdown. They got the ball in his hands, Jamie. They should get the ball in his hands. Miller, touchdown on, his 2 catches. Great. But when you play SEC opponents, if you think that you can middle screen teams to death, you're gonna get your brakes beat off. There was nothing creative about that Mizzou offense.
Okay, so then So let's get to the origin then of the problem. Okay, is it the coaching or the players?
I don't know.
Because I'm wondering if Coach Drink, if he's unable to provide a better offense from a coaching standpoint, or if he just can't get to what he truly wants to run as an offense because he doesn't have the players to support it. So it's the chicken or the egg here at this point.
Yeah, you bring up a really good question. You should have enough skill position players to do more than RPOs and bubble screens. Do you have more than enough skill position players? Do they not trust the QB to make more big boy throws? I don't know. Are they holding back?
The QB based on the fact that you're still mixing in a second quarterback. Now I know that Coach
Horn
Drink
is done now.
But is he? Because he also goes on to say that there'll be certain times where he's used as well, like down the road. So it's like he's committed, kind of.
And Horn's an outstanding athlete. He throws the ball. I mean, the kid probably could play baseball.
Well, he
should play baseball probably. I guess he throws like 96. So
Sam Horn had 5 pass attempts, went 3 for 5. His longest was 31 yards,
which was his best throw.
That was his best throw, which also was longer than Brady Cook, who had plenty of attempts compared to Sam Horn. He had at least I think it was 21 attempts, and his long was 30.
Anthony, if you were Coach Drink, who would your quarterback be of these two? Like, does Sam Horn, is he just a better athlete, but Brady Cook's a better quarterback? Like, I don't know.
Brady Cook can run. I mean, you saw that on the touchdown run. He does have that element. He's a tough runner. When things kind of break down, he can run. Not that Sam Horn can. I think Sam Horn is the better overall athlete. But I would start Brady Cook, but at some point you have to ask him to do more in the offense. Everything is scripted to me. Everything is just
is
designed.
Is that because of the system or the player?
So what I would do is I would tell, hey, Cook, hey, Brady, you got to do your thing, man. Do your thing. Read the defense. Chains, you're unshackled. What I saw on Thursday night, and it's only one game, but what I saw on Thursday night was a quarterback trying not to make a mistake, trying to stay within the confines of the offense, make the safe throw, don't lose the game, which is great against South Dakota. When you face even a bad LSU, I mean, LSU had a rough night on Sunday, but even against LSU and that defensive front, you're not going to do anything. LSU's got a bad secondary. We saw that on Sunday night. You got to be able to throw the ball deep. You have to throw the ball on time. You're not going to have as much time as you did last Thursday night against South Dakota. But the play calls were just stay around, stay short, stay middle.
New OC, too.
New OC.
You wouldn't know that, though.
No, because it's the same damn offense. It is. Yeah, Kirby Moore, it looked like the same offense. Again, maybe we're jumping the gun here. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. But it doesn't matter who your QB is if you're not going to ask him to make more throws than just the one that you asked him to make. Which was also by design, by the way. It is look left, hold the linebacker, safety's got to stay over the top, throw a seed in between of them. And Cook did. I would have loved to see that more. But if we don't see more of that style, those type of throws, it's just gonna be another 6-win season for Mizzou, 7-win season for Mizzou.
I think a lot of people are upset or frustrated.
That's what I said.
I think a lot of people are frustrated because it was supposed to be a quarterback competition, yet Sam Horn had 5 opportunities to throw the ball.
Well,
compared to Brady Cook.
So
that's not a competition. That's the guy coming in late in the game because you don't want your starting quarterback to get injured.
And you really didn't. There was no there was 2 evaluation throws.
Yeah,
Cook, the one that I'm talking about, and Horn had one. I can't remember what it is. It was I think it was his first throw. It was first
laser beam.
It was his first. That was an evaluation play. And when I'm talking about evaluation, it's like step back, read the defense, and make the throw. There was 2 of those. So even in a QB competition, you're not really asking those guys, what are you going to evaluate? Mm-hmm. Who throws the bubble screen better? Who throws the smoke screen better? I'm dying to talk more Mizzou football. Trust me. I would love to talk more Mizzou football. But we got to have a real conversation about this offense at some point. By the way, the defense, I thought, again, competition, but the defense was flying all over. I was really impressed with the defense. You got to factor in the opponent, but the defense was flying all over the place. I think this defense could be really good. But it's going to be on the damn field all day. You're going to wear out your defense. Like the Cardinals are wearing out their bullpen. Hey, have any of the young pitchers impressed enough to be a part of this 2024 rotation for the Cardinals? We'll talk about that next. I want to win ESPN. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Our guy, Action Jackson, just stopped in there. Mizzou honk.
DJ Piddles.
So we're slander. Bunch of slander against Mizzou.
Poor guy.
He knows.
And then proceeded to agree with everything we said.
He gets it. Have any of the young pitchers impressed enough to be a part of the 2024 rotation? Not in terms of like, here you go. Here's a spot. But Zach Thompson's looked the best.
Okay, I was going to say, who are your guys that you would be projecting to be in said competition?
Just the open competition.
Like, just rhyme off the guys that fall in that category, Anthony. And
Zach
I'll
Thompson.
give you a yes or no.
Zach Thompson.
Yes.
Dakota Hudson.
No.
Matthew Liberatore.
No.
Drew Rahm.
No.
Michael McGreevy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Never seen him up here yet. Probably should get a look, don't you think?
I would say so.
Okay.
And then, I don't know.
Graceffo?
Graceffo,
Let's
yes.
get a look.
And then the other guys that you just acquired.
Tink Hens. Get him up here. Who cares?
Sure.
I'm not being a jerk. Honestly, what's the point now? The point of a season like this, if you're a team like the Cardinals, is you are literally working towards next year immediately. Immediately. It's not the off season. It's not spring training. No, it's now. So who cares if Woodford gets another start? Who cares if Dakota Hudson gets another start? Like, who really cares? Why? You already know what you have. Although Dakota Hudson has been better here recently. But if that's the case, great. You put him in the pile. Okay.
Yeah.
You can compete next year. But I have to find out how many young arms do I have that can actually compete for a spot next year. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm John Mozeliak, I should remember, he may not, but I should remember that I said that I'd be looking for outside help, at least 3 arms from outside the organization. So if that's the case, you better build a pile of internal options as well so that you can finally kill a housefly with a sledgehammer. Mm-hmm. Because if he's not able to do that, which is bringing in 3 arms from outside the organization, and now he's tapping into inside, well, you still don't know what the hell you've got. If it's Hudson and Thompson, these are your options. Like, dude, what are we doing? It's Groundhog Day again, which is why I think it's a necessity that McGreevy, Graceffo, and Tink Hens get innings in the majors this year. Hell, you hand the ball to Drew Rahm. Guy doesn't throw over 90 miles an hour. He doesn't. Why not bring in one of your flamethrowers? Get a guy who's got some serious stuff and just say, hey, you know what? Here's the ball. Go for it. Mm-hmm. What do we care?
You know, at the end of the year, I don't know if it's Mo that has this conversation or Ali has this conversation. So I'll just say the Cardinals organization. I would go to each one of these young guys and say, look, you're going to have an opportunity to compete in the starting rotation next year. I will tell you this, though. We are going to be active in free agency. We're going to be active. We're going to bring guys in. You have every opportunity to change our minds with what you do in the winter and then what you do in the spring. You're going to have ample opportunities to prove us wrong. And even next year, during the season, even if we bring guys in, there's always injuries, there's always poor performance. But we're going to have an open competition damn near all season long. And I would still sign 3 guys. I would sign 3 guys in the offseason. Hopefully one of them's an ace. If not, I'm still bringing in 3.
That road just got tougher for you, by the way.
Yeah, it certainly did. Julio Urias, another domestic violence.
Taking himself off the board.
Charge. That's 2 now for Urias.
He's got 2?
He's got 2. He was suspended for 20 games back in 2018 or 19.
One of them is bad.
Yes.
2 is catastrophic.
Absolutely.
In many ways.
Yes.
So how that impacts the Cardinals, though, is that now anybody who is going to bid on him, or even the Dodgers wanting to retain him, maybe none of that happens now. Yep. And now the Dodgers and all their whole pockets full of money are looking at Nola or Snell. Mm-hmm. And so is everybody else.
Yep.
It doesn't make me feel very confident.
No. And Giolito pitching just catastrophically.
I actually like that.
Doesn't help either.
If I could call Lucas Giolito right now on the phone, I'd tell him, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry. We'll be there with a contract for you. It's not going to be what you thought it was going to be, but you'll be a Cardinal. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring you here. Just keep pitching terrible so we can at least put a bid in on you.
1 year, $5 million.
Whatever.
Take it or leave it. But, Jamie, I would open this thing up. But it starts with telling the young guys, you're gonna have an opportunity, but I'm bringing in 3 guys. I'm bringing in three starters regardless of who pitches well now, in the winter, whatever. And I'm opening things up. And if one of the guys that I signed isn't good, does not pitch well, fine. I got a stable of young guys that I told last offseason to go pitch well, to show us something. You've got more than enough arms internally, but I would still sign 3 veteran starting pitchers.
You have to.
Because Steven Matz is so far he has shown flashes, but he has not made it through. He's 2 years in. He hasn't made it through even half a season yet.
You've absolutely got to go out and get 3 arms. The problem that I think the Cardinals are going to have is getting those 3 arms for the price that they think it's going to be. Because if you're going after an ace or a number 1, like they claim that they're going to be in the market for, forget it. The money's going to be too astronomical. The Cardinals are going to have to, and remember me saying this, they are going to have to part with something that hurts to get that number 1. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be able to throw enough cash around, especially now when a lot of roads have been blocked and there's only 2 real big names that are sitting out there right now. There's no way the Cardinals are going to pony up enough money for either one of those guys. So now the trade market has to become a reality to get yourself that number 1 or that ace guy. But then after that, what's the drop-off? Like, what do they consider an arm from the outside now? Like, is it literally Rich Hill? Like, is it?
Better not be.
I'm saying, you know where I'm going here, right?
I do. Yeah. Like, we missed out on the ace. Yeah. Okay. Are you going with a number 2, or is the drop-off like, we'll just bring in 3 4s?
That's what I'm saying. This is why I keep going back to Giolito saying I don't care how he finishes. The potential is there. We talked ad nauseum at the start of the season about a reclamation project. Go get your 1-year guy. Go get your short-term. Make that the guy. Giolito's going to want to reset the market for himself. Of course, his agent's going to be out there pound the pavement looking to get that big deal. Teams are going to be a little apprehensive unless he turns it around quickly. Here he could maybe, 3, 4 more starts this season, maybe 5. Probably something like that. Yeah. I don't know how many games are left for them in particular. But
I got 4.
4 starts. So maybe he goes out there and shoves for 4 straight starts and then makes your job a little tougher. But this is why I'm still kicking the tires on someone like Giolito. Another guy I'd be kicking the tires on in the trade market right now, and I said it really, really early in the season, Alek Manoah. Something going on over there with Toronto. It's just not working this year. Now he's been... not suspended, but he's out of the lineup now in AAA and all this stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on. As long as it's not like an off-the-field issue that is something terrible.
I think he's stunk.
But I would go kick the tires with the Blue Jays.
Sure.
I'd say, you know what? Maybe he needs a fresh start. Mm-hmm. Here's a trade for you. It'd have to be something that works. Bring in a guy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets right, my God, that's
if he gets
number
right,
1.
If he gets right, he's an ace. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if Toronto would be willing to do it, but yeah, to your point, Jamie, you might as well pick up the phone and make that phone call.
But that's the kind of homework you're going to have to start doing.
Yeah.
Is finding those guys, especially if you're not going to be in the market of spending $35 million on a starter.
Kevin from St. Louis won our tickets for Guns N' Roses. Jamie had the question of when Slash left Guns N' Roses for a brief period of time, started a new band. What was the name of the band? Correct answer is
Slash's Snake Pit.
There you go. Kevin had the correct answer.
A lot
Kevin's
of people
going to see Guns N' Roses on
testing
Saturday.
in Velvet Revolver, but that was when STP broke up, and then he went and recruited Slash, and they created this Velvet Revolver.
Super group, yeah.
But that was after Slash's Snake Pit.
Yeah, Scott Weiland, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yep, from Stone Temple Pilots created Velvet Revolver. All right. We have, I'll just say this for the D's. How about that? Do you believe now? Do you believe now?
In what?
That's next on 101 ESPN.
Simply the best for less. That's exactly what Window World provides to you, is the best product for the least amount of money. And Window World, your preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, by the way, in just over 20 years, they have improved the look and thermal efficiency of over 70,000 customers here in the St. Louis area. And how do they improve the efficiency? Well, they have a replacement window that has a double-strength glass that you just don't see in ordinary replacement windows. So one, it makes it more durable, which is great, but it also improves the efficiency. So when it's super hot out or super cold out, you're not wasting that money because you got thin windows. And they also supply you with a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. And all you have to do is call them to get a free in-home estimate and let them show you exactly why they are the best in the business. And another great aspect of all this is that they're still offering 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. So please don't wait another minute. Give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you. That number is 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. Or you can look them up at windowworld.com.
What's up, boss? You believe that? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe that? Huh? Oh no. I read through that bull junk you wrote down. I read through that. I sifted through all that. Yeah. Oh no. Come on. Do you believe? You don't believe. You just answered it. You don't believe. Next question.
All right, that was the one and only Deion Sanders following Colorado's shocking victory over TCU. And it was shocking. The Buffaloes were 20.5-point underdogs on the road against TCU. Granted, a TCU team that had lost a lot of talent, but still led by the same coach in Sonny Dykes who brought them to the national championship game a year ago. So, I mean, 20.5-point underdogs. And who he was talking to there was Ed Warder.
Yeah, I guess Ed said some things about him being a celebrity coach, like not a real coach or something. That's my take on it. I don't know that.
Hey, this is good for college football. It's good for college football. They need more teams than just the ones at the top.
Yeah, this is fun.
It's fun.
What's my biggest complaint about college football, Anthony?
There's not enough important games each week.
Not enough interesting games.
Yeah.
That's my biggest complaint.
You're going to tune in now, I'm sure.
I'm going to watch Colorado for sure.
That was the first game of Saturday.
Right.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Boom.
It was great. Barn burner. Watched the whole game.
And Colorado, I mean, I don't think Colorado has much of a defense, but that offense.
Do you need one?
Well, they got Travis
legit. How about that kid?
He's unbelievable.
Who?
The kid that plays
both ways?
Both ways.
Which kid's that, by the way? I've been trying to figure that out. Travis Hunter?
Yes.
He's a receiver and he plays
and a corner.
defense.
Yeah.
Made a huge play at red zone.
And a legit player on both sides.
How do you do that at the D1 level? Like, this isn't high school anymore.
He's doing it.
He played over 140 snaps.
In that Texas Heat, too.
Yeah, while the other team, TCU, was complaining. Guys are coming off the sidelines.
Yeah.
He played every single snap, basically.
You can't do that every week, but at the same time, that was fun to watch, highly impressive. Shadir Sanders, Deion's son, throws for 510 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and this kid legit?
These throws were, I thought those throws were legit. I thought those, I mean, he was pushing it downfield. Colorado took whatever was open, Sanders just took.
4 receivers, all over 100 yards.
It was highly impressive what Colorado did.
I'm trying to figure out if Colorado's that good or TCU just became that bad.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think Colorado. I think we have to change our expectations on Colorado.
Like, they're not a 20-point underdog. I believe the line, they were an underdog against Nebraska. They are now a favorite after that
so
win.
they were a 20-point underdog coming into this game, though. And
yes.
The reason being is, we talked about this before, Vegas doesn't get it wrong very often, right? Like, they don't get it wrong.
Yeah, typically.
So something between the line being put out there and this game happening got missed.
Well, I think that everybody at the very least just underestimated how good Colorado's skill positions are, or that they knew that they were going to be good. They knew that they had some skill, but it didn't overcome the fact that they had a lot of transfers. They had a lot of transfers, and yes, guys like Sanders and Hunter come in, and about those guys. But a lot of the players that they took from like Portland State, Missouri State, and some of these other these smaller programs, I mean, that has to get factored in too. So I think odds makers and others in the national media just look at it and say it's still going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. They could be fun, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. Instead, they came in, played that offense at breakneck speed, and TCU was completely overwhelmed. But defensively, Colorado still has some issues.
For sure. I thought Colorado's offensive line actually won them that game. I mean, Shadir Sanders, I think he went down only a few times. He looked pretty comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah.
He had a lot of time. And I think that is what people thought would not make them such a great team. Like you mentioned, they have all these skill players, but can they win in the trenches?
Right.
And I thought they did a great job on the offensive front.
For 1 week, they did offensively. Yeah. Here's the other thing, too. Deion is a motivator. He knows who he is. He's not calling plays. He is a CEO type. He recruits well. He motivates.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly,
his pregame speech was incredible, by the way.
Yeah, he knows how to talk to this generation's talent. He's bringing in guys from the NFL.
Well, you know what he's doing, too, that's really smart? It's them against the world. He's created this. It's us against everybody else.
Sure.
The whole, like, you guys are all the misfits. Nobody believes in you. Nobody believes in us. And let's show them. That can galvanize a group.
Absolutely.
You can get the most, especially out of a young athlete at the collegiate level. You can get a kid that plays way above what they're supposed to play just because they have that chip on their shoulder that you've created.
Definitely. They're fun.
It is fun.
We're coming.
We're coming.
So, again, just to kind of put a bow on this, when you look at what we just saw in college football, there's a bit of a transition that's happening here. So LSU suffers that loss on Sunday.
I called
against
it.
Florida State.
I said they'd lose. Someone on the text line said I'm an idiot for ever thinking that.
You did get lit up.
I got lit up on the text line.
How would you be?
FSU was going to win. They lost last year
to FSU.
Brian Kelly does a great job at losing in like the first week, and then he galvanizes his group. I'm sure they'll have a fine rest of the year.
Sure, but you look at even like Clemson. Clemson got destroyed last at one of the sloppiest games. I mean, they fumbled consistently in Duke territory. They got shut down inside the red zone consistently. Clemson defensively is good, but they got a lot of question marks offensively outside of Will Shipley. You need a Colorado. You need some new teams to come in and shake things up. So I was glad to see it. Fun game. Long way to go. We'll see what happens.
Did you see this? Shadur Sanders is now projected to make $3.8 million in NIL this season. That's up from $2.5 million before his breakout game against TCU. His projected NIL earnings is over $2 million more than Dak Prescott's base salary this season.
Wow.
Welcome to college football.
No kidding. We're going to talk to Adam Teicher of ESPN NFL Nation. He covers the Chiefs. And despite being the defending champs, boy, they got a lot of question marks heading into Thursday.
Boy.
So we'll talk to Adam Teicher not only about the Chris Jones situation, but Travis Kelce might be out for Thursday night. So we'll get the latest from Adam Teicher next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, FanDuel Sports, America's #1 sports book. They got all the NFL stuff. I mean, so many great features with the NFL. But right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, and that's guaranteed. And even if you're not a new customer, all customers can benefit by betting $5, and they get $100 off the NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV.
So you're betting the games on FanDuel, you're watching the games on YouTube TV. If you're planning on getting an NFL Sunday ticket anyways, well, you might as well sign up at FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. Check them out. Jamie just read off the offer that they have going on right now. But, man, they've got live betting. They've got the same-game parlays. They've got the point spreads, the player props, everything at FanDuel. The app, it's easy to use. When you win, you get paid instantly. And now is the time you want to make sure that you head to FanDuel.com/fast and check out that great promo that they have for NFL Sunday Ticket. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
21 and over, present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. NFL Sunday Ticket offer ends 9/18/23. No refunds. Terms and embargoes apply. $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket. Not YouTube TV. YouTube TV base plan required to watch YouTube TV. Redemption requires a Google account and current form of payment. Commercial use excluded. Subscription renews. Cancel any time.
What summer really feels like.
My back is literally sticking to the couch.
Turn the heat down on summer with Air Alliance Team. The savings are hot right now. And with 24/7 emergency service, you're sure to be comfortable all year. Online at airallianceteam.com.
Weekday morning starting at 7. It's the opening drive with Randy Carricker, Brooke Grimsley, and Super Bowl champion Kerry Davis, getting you in the know first on everything St. Louis sports. From the Blues, Cards, and more. Kickstart your morning with the opening drive weekday mornings from 7 to 10 on 101 ESPN. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals defeat the Pirates yesterday by a final score of 6-4. They'll take on the Atlanta Braves tonight as Miles Michaelis takes the mound, going up against Michael Soroka. 6:20 first pitch. City SC lost to Sporting KC over the weekend by a final of 2-1. They'll be back in action on Sunday, going up against the LA Galaxy. Also today, Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee at practice. We'll talk with Adam Teicher, ESPN NFL Nation reporter who covers the Chiefs. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
With Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's head to the 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by Adam Teicher, who covers the Kansas City Chiefs for ESPN NFL Nation. You can follow him at his name, at Adam Teicher, Teicher. Adam, thank you so much for taking time out of what has turned out to be a busy day. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing pretty good, although if any of us have Travis Kelce on our fantasy teams, we're not too thrilled. What can you tell us about the injury today?
Yeah, well, I'm not allowed out of practice during the regular season, so I didn't get to see it, but I'm told that he just went down. It was maybe a non-contact thing as best I could picture it. And, he was down for a little bit and got up and walked off on his own. I don't know how much you can draw from that, though. And was limping when he walked off, and that's about it. That's really what I know right now. So just kind of a crazy situation for the Chiefs 2 days before their season starts.
Yeah, Adam, obviously it's crazy for the Chiefs, and this might be a silly question, but, how much does this affect the Chiefs? Obviously, he's a massive part of that offense, and he's Patrick Mahomes' go-to guy. Without him in the lineup, what does Andy Reid do for a pivot?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. He's got a lot of work ahead of him to figure that out here in the next couple days. There's not a whole lot of we can draw on to show how the Chiefs play without Travis Kelce. He's missed 3 games in his career since his rookie year, and 2 of those were when the Chiefs were resting all their other starters. So that you throw those games out. And there was one 2 years ago the Chiefs played the Steelers, and he was out with COVID, and the Chiefs had a big night. I mean, they did just fine without him. So but I don't know how much you can draw from that. You look at some of Mahomes' career numbers. I mean, his QBR is 79 when Kelce's in the lineup in the game on a particular play, and his QBR is 65 when Kelce's not. And there are other, kind of key statistics you would look at that are down when Kelce's not in the game. So it's going to look a little different for the Chiefs for sure. And exactly what they come up with, we'll have to find out on Thursday.
We're talking to Adam Teicher of ESPN, NFL Nation. He covers the Chiefs for ESPN.com. Adam, before we get to the defensive side of things, and of course, there's a huge question mark over there for the Chiefs, too. Is Kadarius Toney ready to go, too? I mean, he missed all of the preseason. He missed all training camp as he recovered from the knee injury. I mean, if Kelce is out, I would imagine that Kadarius Toney, maybe his role expands a little bit, but not if he's not up to speed. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, well, the Chiefs have to be careful with him, too, because, he didn't practice at all during training camp. He He got hurt the day of the first training camp practice. He was returning some kicks and tore his meniscus and had surgery. So he's only been back for a few days. You don't want to overwork him. So I don't know that that's the solution to where the Chiefs could go. He could be part of the solution, but I don't think they want to overwork him. There's going to be a long season, and maybe the Chiefs need to plan long term without Travis Kelce. I don't think you want to ruin Kadarius Toney's season as well right now. So we'll see how it goes here, but I don't think he'd have a huge role. I think he will play, but I don't think he'll have a huge role.
All right, so what can you tell us about the other position players then, the skill position players? Who has had a nice camp? Who has looked good in preseason that if need be could step up on Thursday night against a Lions team that figures to put up some points?
Yeah, well, the Chiefs have a pretty deep group of wide receivers. They kept 7 wide receivers. Most teams keep 5 or 6, but the Chiefs feel like that's where the strength of their team is. So they kept a bunch of them, and maybe that's good fortune for them that they did, because they might need them. They've got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who played for them last year and had some big games for them. They've got Sky Moore back from last season. They got Justin Watson. Those are probably their top 3 wide receivers. There's Tony, of course. There's Richie James, who caught 57 passes for the Giants last year. They got a couple young guys who they really like. One's a second-round draft pick, a rookie, Rashee Rice, and they got Justin Ross, who's done some good things for them as well during the preseason and in camp. So the Chiefs can sort of pick and choose, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do, particularly now that Kelce's out, with those guys.
Adam Teicher joining us right now here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. He covers the Chiefs for ESPN's NFL Nation. All right, what can you tell us about Chris Jones? How bad does it look with the defensive tackle that is held out?
Yeah, they'll be going against the Lions without him for sure. And, there's no way to cover for his loss. And, we talk about the Chiefs being without Kelce and the Chiefs being without Jones and the Chiefs being without Kadarius Toney, or him in a limited role. And, at some point the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs, and how much is too much, Another factor going into this game is one of their other top pass rushers, Charles Omenihu, is out for 6 games. The NFL suspended him for a violation of the personal conduct policy, so he won't be around for 6 weeks. The Chiefs are really scrambling a little bit here. They're thin on the defensive line and right now, and it might not look real good with the pass rush. And Kadarius Toney, Steve Spagnuolo, the old Rams coach, who's now the defensive coordinator here, he's been saying some interesting things recently. He's not sure exactly what the Chiefs are good at and what they're not right now. So he said, it might take me a few games to figure out what we're capable of doing with this defense. So the Chiefs are definitely a work in progress right now, particularly on defense. Now, if you're taking Kelce out of the mix, who knows what the Chiefs will have going for them at that point.
Adam, when I look at the AFC West, to go into the season with healthy Travis Kelce and the Chiefs, just everybody ready to go, it's their division to lose. But now when I look at, the injuries and the holdouts and the certain things that are going on, who would you say is their toughest competition now in the AFC West?
Yeah, well, you'd have to say it's the Chargers still. I mean, it's still a really good roster with a great quarterback. So you'd have to look at the Chargers. I think the Broncos will be better. I think their roster's better than what they've put on the field in terms of a record last year. So, I think the Broncos could be a factor as well in the AFC West. So, you have to look at those two teams, and it's just going to be interesting to see how the Chiefs are able to weather all this.
If we expand it now just to the AFC overall, so much hype right now surrounding the New York Jets. Obviously, they're on Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers, and, a lot of hype around this team. What's your personal opinion on, what the Jets can achieve this season, and how big of a threat are they to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, well, the Jets, I thought would have had a pretty good season if they'd had better quarterback play last year. I mean, they were just, they were just crippled by bad quarterback play last year. So, even if Aaron Rodgers isn't what he used to be, if he can be a jump from what Zach Wilson was last year, I think the Jets will be pretty good. So I think that team is one among many in the AFC that you have to take seriously right now.
All right, Adam, well, let's go. We know it's a busy day for you. We appreciate you carving out some time for us. And, have fun on Thursday. The NFL season starts, although kind of a little bit of a darker cloud over Kansas City than we thought. So, but thank you for joining us.
Hey, anytime, guys.
All right, that's Adam Teicher of ESPN's NFL Nation. I don't want to overreact here. I mean, you still got Andy Reid, you still got Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think it's overreacting.
But if you don't have Travis Kelce,
what do you have?
It changes everything on that not everything, but it changes a lot for that Kansas City offense. It's similar to not worrying about if you're the Lions. Let's just look at it from the Lions' perspective. Chris Jones, you go from we have to make sure that we know where Chris Jones is every single snap because we have to slide protection for Jared Goff to Chris Jones to account for him. Now you don't have to do that. Now you can take more one-on-one risk up front with a very good offensive line, by the way, for the Lions, and not have to worry about Chris Jones wreaking havoc on your offense. So he's not there. If Travis Kelce, we don't know the status yet, but it doesn't sound good. But if Travis Kelce is not there, a bad Detroit defense that did add a lot to the secondary in the offseason now doesn't have to account for where the hell Travis Kelce is every time. This changes things dramatically, I think, heading into Thursday night.
Well, look, losing Tyreek was a big blow to the Chiefs' offense. They managed to overcome that with, throwing some spare parts out there, but they always had Travis Kelce. When in doubt, you've got a quick cross-the-middle pattern to Travis Kelce. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get you your 5 to 7 yards. He's going to get you out of trouble. You don't have Tyreek, and you don't have Kelce right now. So you've got Patrick Mahomes, which is still a massive advantage. But if he doesn't have enough weapons around him, this could be dangerous for the Chiefs.
It's going to look real interesting. Real interesting come Thursday night. We have the game for you, by the way, the Chiefs and the Lions on Thursday night, opening for the NFL season. And again, we've got the coverage for you right here on 101 ESPN as the Chiefs host the Lions in the NFL kickoff for 2023. We've got our Sports Six Pack next. If you got a question, 314-399-9646, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line, and we'll do that next here on 101 ESPN.
Buying a car is just so much more than just a price tag at Londoff Chevrolet. It's a family business. It truly is. They've been in business for over 80 years. Johnny Londoff Sr., now Johnny Londoff Jr., and now they got the boys down there too. The next generation of Londoffs, making sure that people in St. Louis are taken care of the right way. They've got great inventory, great product. Of course, the vehicles are fantastic. Whether you're looking for a brand new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, they've got you covered. And they also have 2 locations now. So the original location right there out in Florissant, Missouri, we love that. It's a landmark. And then the new Londoff Autoplex, located right off of Highway 70 in St. Peters. Both locations, again, have great inventory, and they both have state-of-the-art service areas so that you can take care of your vehicle and become part of the Londoff Chevrolet family. I know this because I've been a customer for well over 20 years now, and talk to Johnny and the Londoff family on a regular basis. Fantastic people doing great things in the community as well. So please get into either location. Tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in. If you can't get there in person, it's pretty easy to get there online. Just visit londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by Maggie O'Brien's, your go-to Irish pub in St. Louis for over 42 years.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions for the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number one.
All right, gentlemen, from the 636. Jamie, I need some words of confidence. Been playing hockey since I was 6, and I'm now 30. I got high-sticked and lost 2 chiclets. I'm in a ton of pain. Any words of advice?
Yeah, I saw this. I did respond quickly to this texter. There's really no advice. You're screwed. If you've lost a couple of giblets or you've cracked them, you're probably going to have double root canal.
Oh, no.
And it does not feel good at all. If you're playing men's league at this point, I'd probably go at least a visor, maybe even a full cage at times. Now, I can't do it just because I'm stupid and just won't do it. But
you have that funny looking bucket too.
I got the Jofa.
The Jofa, yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing's a classic. But but if I was just everyday men's league type guy, and these situations were possible, I'd be wearing the full cage or at least a mouth guard. I don't deal with dental stuff and the money that it costs and the pain you go through, and you're not getting paid anything to do that.
No kidding.
So, yeah, unfortunately, the only advice I have to give you is let your dentist do his job or her job to the best of their ability, and do what they tell you. Don't screw around.
Question number 2.
We were talking about Mizzou earlier in the show from the 314. Do you guys really think Mizzou opened up the full playbook in week 1 against a weak opponent? We will see the real playbook against K-State.
No, I don't think they opened up the full playbook against South Dakota. But at the same time, if it's a quarterback competition, and you're still unless the competition had already been decided, if you're drink, you want to get a look at both QBs. Which to me, if I was coaching, I would want to see them make more than just a couple of screens. I would want to see some evaluation throws. I want to see how Brady Cook would handle reading a defense, getting the ball out on time. Same thing with Horn. I would want to watch the QBs make throws that they're going to have to make against Kansas State and LSU, and eventually down the line, Tennessee and Arkansas and Kentucky and South Carolina. I want to see evaluation throws. It does nothing for evaluation for Brady Cook to, out of shotgun, get the shotgun and throw it sideways 19 times. Or for a Horn to do the same thing. And I would want my QB, in this case it's going to be Cook, to get into a rhythm early on. It doesn't mean you have to show everything, but I saw nothing out of Mizzou's offense last Thursday night that was any different than the previous years, despite having a new OC and a new play caller. But it's about evaluation. I don't care that they're playing South Carolina. You don't think Kansas State knows some of these plays? Kansas State just saw you last year. I don't think you're holding anything back. I need to get these guys up to speed. So if it was a legit QB conversation, a legit QB competition, I would have wanted to see more than what I allowed my QBs to show me last Thursday night. Just my opinion.
Question number 3.
From the 636, what number is higher? The amount of blown saves by the Cards or the amount of drinks Jamie had at the lake this past weekend? Ha ha.
Well, that's not even close.
Yeah, I think it's all Jamie.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Jeez.
100%. Well, they've only blown, 26 saves?
26, 29?
It's in that range.
Either way. You were down there Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Well, think about all the drinks that you do remember and the ones that you don't remember.
Very true.
Well, I remember them all. I'm a professional, Andrew. But, the over on beverages for sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
I'll take Jamie on that.
Question number 4.
From the 636, considering nearly the entire pitching staff is basically untrustworthy, how many pitchers do you realistically think the Cardinals need for 2024?
I would sign 3 starters, knowing that Michaelis and Matz are penciled in to be 2 of those starters. So I would sign 3 or acquire 3 and then go from there, knowing I still have a lot of young guys internally, but I would not bank on them. I would not bank on 1 or 2 of those guys earning a spot. I would be aggressive in the offseason because Miles Michaelis has not pitched well. Steven Matz has been out.
Yeah.
I got 2 years now of Steven Matz being banged up. I know he had a nice little stretch run there, 5 or 6 starts.
He really did.
But he got hurt again. It's two straight years he's been banged up. If Michaelis comes back and he's the guy that has looked bad every other month, then I got a problem with that too. So I'm going to sign at least 3 guys.
Yeah, no, I'm getting 3 guys, however that is, whether it's signing or acquiring. Right. And I know that's what you meant too. Absolutely. If I'm John Mozeliak and I didn't learn by touching the hot stove last offseason or the offseason before that, then burn your hand this time because we're done.
Yep.
That's the bottom line. And if I'm the DeWitts, if I'm Ollie, if whoever is in that room when they're having these discussions, Michael Gersh, you gotta say, no, I don't care. We have to go get 3 outside of the organization arms. And if we have 5 young guys that are competing for 1 spot, I'll take it. I would rather do that. I would rather slow play a couple of the young guys because we still have options on them than to rely solely upon them somehow being a breakout star for me. if they're that good and they shove in spring training and they force you to break camp with them and come back up to St. Louis, great. Good. Then somebody else is pitching for their playing life at that point.
Yeah.
For me, you have to have way too much pitching this year and worry about who's going to be in your 5-man rotation by selecting the best guys.
Question number 5.
From the 314, is the United States men's basketball loss to Lithuania the most embarrassing loss in this country's history? For basketball, of course.
They had another loss not too long ago. Who the heck did they lose to? It was kind of embarrassing, too.
Well, I know they did lose to... Actually, I also don't know, but they had the Redeem team that came back after. That was a while ago. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
They had some.
I mean, to lose to Lithuania. I mean, I'll just say yes. What's going to be worse?
So they lost to France. Lithuania's not.
I mean, Lithuania.
Yeah.
You can't lose to Lithuania. You just can't.
I didn't even know they even played basketball.
Oh, yeah. Lots of it over there. For real. There's a ton of European leagues that I was shocked when I played over in Switzerland, Croatia, Russia. There's pro basketball leagues. It's like soccer over there. Like they've got all sorts of leagues in different areas. Each country has their own professional league. And I was shocked at how many Americans are playing in the Russian basketball league. Every now and then you just catch a name that you remember from like college basketball. Like, oh, this guy's playing in Russia now. It's pretty wild.
All right, that'll do it for our Sports Six Pack in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have the Gauntlet. I don't even know. Do we have a returner?
We have a returner, John. He beat Jay Delsing in baseball on Friday.
Wow. Okay.
And it was a barn burner.
Really?
I tuned in on my drive just to listen to the Gauntlet.
Jay Delsing,
the Gauntlet
competing
so much.
under duress.
No doubt. Yeah, he wasn't expected to get the start there, and he did. He did well. All right, Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, if you're buying a house and you don't know if now is the right time to go ahead and push forward and get a loan and do all that stuff, then you got to pick up the phone and call our guy Stewie or send him a text message, because nobody, and I mean nobody, stays on top of where the market and the rates and where the rates could be going than our guy Stewie. And he has that old school customer service, and nothing is bigger to him than to make sure that he takes care of the 101 ESPN listeners so that they know going back, whether it's a refi or anything else, to go through him.
Well, yeah, and sometimes you don't even know what your options are. Sometimes you've been told that you'll need an FHA loan, and that's all you can qualify for. You call Stewie, and a lot of times he talks about, no, that's not true, that we can get you into conventional loans. And if you're a military veteran, Stewie has great programs for all of our military service people as well. So take a minute and call or text Stewie. His number's 314-324-4440.
Again, that number, 314-324-4440.
Or really make it easy. Just Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715. 15.
categories, one challenger. Can you master the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit masstour.com.
4:03, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome in John, who beat Jay Delsing on Friday. So John's back for round 2 in the Gauntlet. What's up, John?
Not much. How about you guys?
Doing good. Would you like to take on? Well, who would you like to take on? I guess because you had a completely different board on Friday. So who would you like to take on today?
I've been trying to figure this one out. I think I got to go with Stalter, though.
You must like hockey. Well, I don't like that laugh, Jamie.
Bit.
Okay.
It's an evil laugh.
Yeah, it is. All right, John, good luck to you, man. See you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Anthony going to make his way to the Cone of Silence. It looks a little crowded in there today, so that should be fun for Anthony. All right, John, it's that time of the day. It's time for you to tell Marshy to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, John, what category are you hoping for?
I'm honestly open to any of them.
Oh, really? Okay, so you don't care at all?
Nope.
Well, that's not fun, John. We want to try to at least disappoint you, you know? Like, come on. All right, well, there's no disappointment here. Category is baseball today.
All right, we can do that.
All right, Marshy's grabbing the questions here right now. We're trying to figure it out. All right, just a little reminder here, John, that if you don't use the options and you answer correctly to these 4 questions, it's 2 points for that. If you use the options, answer correctly, it's worth 1 point. Of course, if you get it wrong, it's worth 0 points. John, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Question 1, category baseball. Who was the last Red Sox player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Holy crap. I believe that was Jim Rice.
Is that your final answer?
Let me think. Yeah, I'm going to go Jim Rice.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Question number 2. In the 2016 World Series, who hit this home run to tie Game 7 in the 8th inning? Once again, in the 2016 World Series, who hit that home run to tie Game 7 in the 8th inning?
Let's see here. 2016, 17. Trying to think who was in that World Series. That was Cubs and the Indians. Was that Hayward? I'm not 100% sure. Let me go ahead and get the options.
Options are Carlos Santana, Mike Napoli, or Rajai Davis.
Rajai Davis.
Final answer?
I forgot that was the Indians. Yep. Final answer.
All right, John, question 3. How many players in all of Major League Baseball have reached the 40 home run mark this season?
Oh, geez. I have... No, it's got to be a low number. 40 home runs. Let me go ahead and get the options.
All right. Is it 4, 5, or 6?
Oh, really? That's more than I was thinking. 5 is my favorite number, so let's go with 5.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Final question for you, John. On September 2nd, which Atlanta Brave recorded a 121.1 mile per hour hit, the hardest hit ball in baseball so far this season?
I saw this meme on Facebook. That's Acuna.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right, John, let's get our guy Anthony back in here from the Cone of Silence. But while he's making his way back in, how do you feel, bud?
I'm not feeling too bad.
Not bad? Bad? You feel somewhat confident?
I'd say so.
All right. Well, our guy Anthony got himself a little bit of a fender bender on Friday, so we'll see if his head is thinking clearly here today. Oh, hi. Welcome back, Anthony.
I heard everything you just said, Jamie. And I agree with you.
All right.
How did our guy John do?
Well, you better pack a lunch, a snack, and maybe a dinner.
Okay.
All right.
What do we got, boys? What do we have?
In the 2003 NHL entry draft, the St. Louis Blues selected this defenseman in the first round.
What year?
2003.
2003, they selected this defenseman. That, of course, was Barrett Jackman.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Category today is baseball, Anthony.
You got me, Jamie. You always do.
Question number 1. Who was the last Red Sox player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
The last Red Sox player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame? It's got to be Big Papi. Let me think here. Who else would have been? He would have, Pedro, no, would have been before Papi. It's got to be Big Papi. Yeah, David Ortiz. Final answer.
Question number 2. In the 2016 World Series, who hit this home run to tie Game 7 in the 8th inning?
What year?
2016.
That's Rajai Davis of the then Cleveland Indians.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, Rajai Davis. I erupted when he hit that. I was rooting against the Cubs. Shocker. That was awesome until the rain delay and Jason Hayward decided to give the speech of his life. Rest was history, guys. Rajai Davis, final answer. Go.
Okay, question 3. How many players in all of Major League Baseball have reached the 40 home run mark this season?
I don't know. Can I have the options, please?
Was it 4, 5, or 6?
40 Ding-Dong Johnsons, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have 40? I know Acuna's had a good year. I know Matt Olson's had a good year. Kyle Schwarber's hit a lot of Ding-Dong Johnsons. Pete Alonso. Big, strong, tough guy there. I just rattled off 4. I'll go with 5. I'm probably missing somebody. 5, final answer. You said 4, 5, or 6 as my options?
You said
I
final
already said
answer,
5
sir.
final. Yeah, I did. Sorry. That was dumb.
Question number 4. On September 2nd, which Atlanta Brave recorded a 121.1 mile per hour hit, the hardest hit ball in baseball so far this season?
Which Brave you said, Marsh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody in their lineup could do it. Wow. I mean, Acuna, Olsen, Riley. I'm going to go with Acuna. Maybe he'll finally pay off. Ronald Acuna Jr., final answer. He's got to be one of these answers.
I guess we'll find out.
All right. Let's go over it. Start right there. On September 2nd, which Atlanta Brave recorded a 121.1 mile per hour hit, the hardest hit baseball so far this season? John, you went with Ronald Acuna Jr. Anthony, you went with Ronald Acuna Jr.
Come on.
Answer is...
Well, he might not lead the league in runs batted in, but my goodness, can he hit the ball? Congratulations, Anthony. It's Ronald Acuna Jr.
But Neither of you needed the options.
Oh, John, you snake. Nice job.
2-2. After one. Let's go to question 3. How many players in all of Major League Baseball have reached the 40 home run mark this season? John, you said 5. Anthony, you said 5. John said 5 because it's his favorite number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anthony said 5 because he just didn't know what else to say.
I counted 4 and I just added 1.
Yeah, why not, right?
Surely I'm missing somebody.
Of course. The answer is...
The answer is 5 minus 1. It's 4.
It was 4. It is Olsen, Otani, Alonso, and Schwarber.
Okay.
Yeah, so Anthony, just adding one in there, eh, buddy?
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just add one in there.
Oh, Marsh, you got me on that.
All right. Let's go to question number 2. In the 2016 World Series, who hit this home run to tie Game 7 in the 8th? Rajai Davis is the answer. John, you said Rajai Davis. Anthony, you said Rajai Davis. Obviously, the answer is Rajai Davis, but John did need the options for that one. 4-3, Anthony headed into the last question. Who was the last Red Sox player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame? John, without the options, said Jim Rice. Anthony, without the options, said David Ortiz. Both players were options.
Jamie, can I ask who the other option was?
Wade Boggs.
Okay, thank you.
So, here's where we're at. Anthony's up by 1. If it's Jim Davis...
Jim Rice.
Yeah, Jim Rice.
Jim Davis played in 1909.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Jim Rice.
With Schoolboy Row.
Yeah, he
John
did. They were flipping double
wins
plays.
today. Focus, Andrew. If it's Ortiz, Anthony wins today. If it's Wade Boggs, Anthony still squeaks it out today. Answer is...
It's not Jim Davis. It's not Jim Rice. It's David Ortiz.
Oh, John.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Wow, that was getting me on the sidelines there. Marshall's.
Anthony wins today, 6-3. Jim Rice inducted in 2009, Wade Boggs 2005, and Big Papi 2022.
I forgot.
Can't believe I forgot Ortiz.
John, good job, buddy. You pushed it to the end there. Unfortunately, Anthony got you today.
Nice battle there, John.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
You do the same. Have a good night.
All right, thanks,
See you, John.
I forgot about Jim Rice.
You also forgot about Sean Bell, who was that defenseman that was picked in 2003 by the Blues.
Yeah.
Sean Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get that one, guys.
No, you weren't. Heck of a career.
No.
Not so much.
I got to be honest. Sounds like a fine player.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of him. Can a team's culture be impacted by one player? For the Cardinals, maybe. That's next on 101 ESPN. the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Can one player, can a culture, I should say, can a culture impact an entire team? Just one or two guys. Can one or two guys impact an entire team's culture throughout the course of the season? I would hope not, Jamie. But when you look at some of the players that maybe the Cardinals have had this season,
yeah,
whether it's, and we don't know, let's just state this, we don't know all of the details when it comes to being inside a clubhouse, how that clubhouse is managed, how the leaders are managing the clubhouse, how certain players are acting. We're not privy to all of that. But I have to wonder, going back earlier this year with Tyler O'Neill and Ollie Marmol making the comments that he did, we've got it on pretty good authority that O'Neill was already asked in spring training to, not essentially play like he's like in bubble wrap, to put in that effort, to go hard. We know that certain guys, certain pitchers asked not to be thrown every single day or every other day. Can that impact the culture for a clubhouse or for a team? Could it impact the locker room? Jamie, you've been in a handful of locker rooms.
Yeah.
I would like to think that a team's culture is not just about one or two players, that it's strong enough to withstand, guys that might not have that team first mentality. But you tell me, what do you think?
All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
You're going to get complete honesty here. One or two players should not affect the culture. However, those players that maybe are off the rails within the clubhouse or the locker room, it's how the coaching staff deal with those players that affects the culture. And I think, if we bring it back to the Cardinals overall, how has Ollie Marmol managed the guys that we would presume to be culture killers? And if he's managed them incorrectly, is it because he's done so or he's been overruled? And the biggest mistake any pro sports team, any team for that, any company, quite honestly, can make is by letting somebody who's not in the battle make the decisions about those who are in the battle. So if we're going to, again, bring this back to the Cardinals, it's John Mozeliak and Michael Gersh and whoever else, if they're sitting there saying, if we isolate Tyler O'Neill, they're sitting there saying, hey, I don't care. You have to keep playing this guy. We have to up his trade value. We have to do this. We have to do that. Or if it's pitcher X, Y, or Z, okay, well, then give him an extra day. Don't pitch him in those situations because we need to get the best out of him. If we're going to maximize the trade value or whatever in the offseason, that just cuts your manager at the knees. It just does. Because now what's he supposed to do? Because do you think Ollie Marmol wants to go out there and say, by the way, I'm going to reward you for being a less than committed teammate?
Yeah, no.
Everything that Ollie has described as far as the way he likes his team to play and everything that I have heard about Ollie from people that know him well and the inner workings of that team, it is completely opposite to doing that, rewarding players that don't deserve it. But this is where the outside voices affect the culture of the team. So John Mozeliak or whoever, I'm not going to blame it on Mo, whoever is the one that makes decisions regarding the roster, you're the problem. You have let this culture develop and you've fertilized it, and now you don't know what to do. And now it starts to spread. You start to see certain guys playing a little differently, maybe hurt a little more than they should be, maybe taking some time off here, and, need a breather, got to get off my feet. All that crap that we're looking at sometimes with the shoulder shrug going like, well, what the heck are we doing here? That's why it's happened. It's not the one or two players. Mind you, it's never great to have one or two or three players that are kind of against what the culture is. But if the coach kicks their asses right away and says, like, what did I say? Tyler O'Neill, I'll be like, he doesn't play again. I wouldn't play him again. You don't want to get hurt? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. You won't get hurt. You're going to be right there. There'll be a bench bat for us. And if, by the way, you'll be out taking batting practice every day, and you'll be shagging balls for batting practice too with Willie McGee out there. We're going to keep you fine-tuned in case we make a run at it here. We know that's not happening. But what you're doing there is you're resetting the culture of the clubhouse so that it's not just acceptable to decide to play or not on turf, to play or not because of allergies or whatever it is. And for the pitchers, The guys who don't want the ball 2 days in a row or don't want to get overworked, okay, no problem. I won't put you out there on the bump 2 days in a row, but you're throwing a bullpen. And in fact, that's all you'll be throwing. Or you'll be throwing in Memphis. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's how you regain control of your clubhouse. That's how you reestablish and continue the culture that you want in your clubhouse. But you can't do it if you don't have the support of the boss.
Yeah.
It's just like anything else. Anybody in any job, if you're asked to be an authority of some kind, but you're not given the power to actually be the authority, what are you? You're nothing.
Yeah.
You're in the way. So that's what affects the culture.
That's a great breakdown. Circling back to Mo, he has made decisions in the past that have impacted the feel in the clubhouse. The most notorious trade that I think he made, and maybe you can even go back to the Colby Rasmus deal in 11, where you say, okay, I'm gonna use Rasmus to completely rebuild my bullpen. Spoiler alert, it worked. They won the World Series. But the more notorious one was trading Alan Craig and Joe Kelly, two guys that were beloved in a clubhouse that didn't have a lot of sandpaper to it. He traded Kelly and he traded Craig, not because those guys, Craig was hurt. He had the foot injury and he just couldn't overcome it. But not necessarily because of the performance, but because he wanted to bring in some of that sandpaper. So Mo made the deal for John Lackey. We've also seen guys get, sent down, or how about Genesis Cabrera traded to Toronto? I don't think that trade was made because Genesis Cabrera doesn't have talent. I think Genesis Cabrera had enough of those run-ins with leadership, including Ollie, that the front office finally said, okay, we got to move on here. So it's not like Mo is hesitant to make these moves. But I do wonder, based on what we've heard, why certain players have been kept. Perhaps, Jamie, this is the offseason to rid yourself of some of these guys. We'll find out. But it's not just about what you do between the two white lines.
No.
You do have to have guys that are all about winning. And there's more there's more reasons, bigger reasons why the Cardinals have had a historically bad season. But if you're going to fix things, you do need to start with the culture as well. And you're right. Ollie's got to have the opportunity to go into the front office and say, I can't win with this guy. We got to move forward.
Well, and I think that Ollie in the offseason here, when they have their end-of-the-year meetings,
needs to be vocal.
Because here's what's going to happen for Ollie, okay? He's going to end up losing his job if he doesn't fight.
Yep.
And that's where we're at. Because if you have a repeat of what happened this year, and Mo just, not that he considers him a puppet, because that's insulting, but if Mo considers him to be, where he's doing his dirty work, then Ollie Marmol can never actually be the manager he wants to be.
Yep.
So Mo will just move on to the next guy. So if I'm Ollie Marmol, I dig my heels in and I say, hey, listen, front office, stay in your office. Don't meddle with my clubhouse. Give me the players that you want me to use for the season, the pitchers that you want me to use. I get it. You're the roster guy. You're going to build my team for me. Great. After that, sit back, relax, and have a Coke, because I'm going to manage the players you give me. And if you don't like that, then find somebody else.
Yep.
Because no matter what, even at that point, if he doesn't do that, he's fired anyways. He's as good as gone anyway.
He's going to fire himself.
That's right.
Yeah. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Biggest takeaways from week one in college football, besides Colorado, the team that surprised the most from a positive standpoint, and the team that won but was still a letdown. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Selling your home is a stressful process, especially in today's market where it fluctuates all over the place. And you don't want to just trust selling your home with anybody. You want the best. And the best is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria already has the buyers. That's right. She's got an exclusive database with thousands of ready buyers. And these buyers create certainly a lot more traffic to your listing, but a higher demand for your home. Hopefully multiple offers, more money for you at the end of all of it, and that's exactly what you want. Gloria has also mastered the home selling process and has options for you, several different options, but my favorite is guaranteed sales. That's where Gloria sits down with you, and you guys figure out a list price. You agree upon that price, and she'll sell your home for said price, or she buys it herself, and she guarantees all of that in handwriting. So please, if you're selling your home or you're going to very shortly, call Gloria and tell her that Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions always apply. Gloria and the seller must agree on price and possession date.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cards pick up a win yesterday over the Pirates by a final score of 6-4. Miles Michaelis will be on the mound going up against Michael Soroka and the Atlanta Braves. First pitch tonight is at 6:20. City SC over the weekend lost to Sporting KC by a final score of 2-1. They'll be back in action Sunday as they take on the LA Galaxy. And earlier today at practice, Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee. Miami. We talked earlier with Adam Teicher, who covers the Kansas City Chiefs for ESPN. For ESPN. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the 101 mobile app. You can find all of our interviews there, as well as the full show. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at Londoff.com and LondoffAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Football week 1 in the books following last night's shocking win for Duke over Clemson. Clemson number 9, at least heading into last night. There won't be 9. We're in the top 10, and we're close to it after last night. But Duke wins 28-7, again, putting a bow on week 1. So, gentlemen, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Biggest takeaway from week 1 for you guys? The overarching theme for you, biggest takeaway?
From this weekend?
Yep. From week 1.
From
overall.
week 1 of college football? Mm-hmm. Well, one is there might be more upsets in the near future. Because who the hell would have had Duke beating Clemson?
Not many people.
I still don't even... In fact, Anthony, it's a question I wanted to ask you is, how the hell did Duke beat Clemson? For real.
So Clemson...
No disrespect to the Duke football program that has been a juggernaut for a long time.
One, Riley Leonard is somebody that I think is going to be playing on Sundays in the very, very near future. He's the quarterback for Duke. I think that this kid can absolutely play. Now, he wasn't necessarily asked to throw the ball vertically a lot last night. A lot of his skill position players did the work. But look, Clemson lost that game in large part because they turned the ball over a whopping 3 times. And I think all 3 of the times were in Duke territory. One of which they were going into the end zone, lost a fumble, and Duke nearly returned it for a fumble 6. So, disastrous performance by Clemson's offense last night. But I still thought Duke outplayed them for a large portion of that game. But the 3 turnovers did Clemson in.
It's just odd to see that. Mm-hmm. And because, come on, Clemson's been not a football powerhouse, but kind of up there for the last number of years. The couple last year and whatever, not as great, but still.
They've been a contender, at least, a legit playoff contender.
So my takeaway was just that, quite a few surprise upsets. I'm hoping that that's a bit of a trend this year. Probably not, but one can always hope, Anthony.
It might be. It might be a wide open year.
I think my biggest takeaway was that I hate these first week games. They're so boring.
Are you kidding me?
Did you not watch Colorado?
I watched the entire game. That was the only good game this week.
What about Florida State, LSU? They wound up being a runaway in the second half, but you were in.
I was in, but the play, it was I wasn't impressed by either team. I know Florida State beat LSU. I wasn't all too impressed. Florida State's quarterback was pretty good.
LSU, Travis.
Yeah, he was fine. The game itself, though, I was like, I could turn this off and not really care all that much. The only one game I was really locked in the entire time was the Colorado TCU game, and that game wasn't supposed to be close at all.
Gosh, we got football. We got football back.
I understand.
And this is how you're treating things?
I'm just saying these first few weeks when these teams are playing these terrible teams, they're not exciting to watch. You had Oklahoma. My God, they put up 70 points.
Literally, 73 against Arkansas State.
Oregon put up 80.
The Red Wolves.
That's not a football game. That's like IMG Academy playing Bishop Sycamore.
Portland State was in that thing for about 2 seconds.
Portland State plays, well, maybe not anymore. When I was in school, played at the same conference as North Dakota, who's an FCS school. They're not even in the same realm.
Okay, as Jamie would say, Portland State finished 3rd. On Saturday in that game. Arkansas State finished 3rd against Oklahoma. Look, we get it, Marsh. Football's back.
It is back, and it's definitely going to be back this week. I think the week 2 games will be better, and I definitely think this first week of NFL will be entertaining.
I just don't like.
But that was my biggest. That was my biggest takeaway. We talked about it last week, though. All these games, these fluff games that these teams are playing, they're not fun to watch.
My biggest takeaway is that the quarterback play around the nation. I think we got more quarterbacks that are intriguing than initially thought. Caleb Williams is the headliner because he's the Heisman winner. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick, provided he can stay healthy, right? But Drake May from North Carolina is going to be playing on Sundays. I just mentioned Riley Leonard of Duke. He's an NFL prospect. You've got guys like Jordan Travis of Florida State that are exciting to watch. Notre Dame has a quarterback that we talked about in Sam Hartman coming over from Wake Forest that might be a mid-round pick. I think the quarterback play around the nation is going to be pretty good this year. So that was my biggest takeaway from week 1. Besides Colorado, because Colorado's the layup, besides Colorado, the team that surprised the most from a positive standpoint for you guys. For me, it's Florida State.
Well, that's where I was leaning too.
Go ahead.
With the drubbing they put on LSU, I mean, you've got to look at that and go, holy crap. It looked like a pretty good team, man. That offense was clicking.
Yeah, and LSU outplayed Florida State in the first half. And they had opportunities and they had turnovers. That's why they played the full game, Jamie. You're right.
Not 3 quarters.
Not 3 quarters. No, like some NFL teams do, especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
LSU had Florida State on the ropes, couldn't put them away, and then Florida State made all the adjustments at halftime. And I thought that LSU did a great job against Florida State in the first half. Florida State it's a counter team. They love running counter, and LSU completely shut them down. Mingo did a great job, former Mizzou player. He did a great job shutting down the counter. But then Florida State went into halftime, and LSU went into halftime, and Florida State goes, okay, this is how they're stopping our counter. Let's change things up. And LSU goes, they're not going to make any sort of adjustments at all. We'll just keep playing this game. And they had no counterpunch. And Florida State goes, well, our wide receivers are much better than your cornerbacks, specifically Trey Benson, against anybody he's playing against. And they just went to him in the second half and destroyed them. If Florida State and Jordan Travis can look that good consistently, Florida State is a playoff contender. They're already ranked 8, and they hammered LSU in the second half.
Yeah, that was woof.
So I'll go with Florida State as well. Marsh?
I think other than Florida State, you have to look at Duke. Obviously,
Duke, very impressive.
They beat Clemson. I'll look from a player standpoint. I know this team did not win, but Spencer Rattler tried to do everything he could to win that game for South Carolina against North Carolina. Went 30 for 39.
By a bad North Carolina defense.
Yeah, so, he threw for 353 yards. I thought he did the best that he could. So I think from a positive standpoint, I'm looking at him. But, what would you expect? North Carolina ranked 21. They should win that game. But I think if we're not going Florida State, we got to go with Duke.
I agree. And Colorado game was the headliner of that, but we wanted to take Colorado off the board. Yeah. Team that won, and by the way, we talked about Colorado and Deion earlier in the show today, so catch it on the podcast. If you're wondering why we're not talking more about Deion, we dedicated a segment to it, so visit our podcast after the show. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Team that won that was the biggest letdown. This is just a personal opinion thing, all right? I know they won. I tuned in. I just thought the game was lackluster overall. I wasn't impressed by their offense, which is normally good.
Can we play a game here?
Sure.
I think we're talking the same.
Yeah, I think we might be thinking the same. I have to ask one question, though. It's like, guess who? Did this team play on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I'll cross this team off.
Again, it's a team that won. That was a letdown.
Would you hook 'em horns?
No,
really.
Although they were,
that was bleh.
They were lackluster.
They were bleh. That was my pick. Texas,
I think that's fair.
11th, playing Rice, and they only won 37-10.
Yeah.
Can I guess another team?
Bleh.
Well, who are you thinking of? I
thought you were going Texas.
Oh no, Mizzou,
they're going Mizzou.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you want another guess.
So you like this team's offense?
I thought their offense, despite transitioning quarterbacks, was going to be much better. And it's a team that it's a conference game, but usually they buzzsaw them, and I just thought the whole game was flat. They look great. They look great defensively, but
wow, you got me now.
Are they a top 25 team?
Yes.
To Wisconsin.
Oh
no.
I mean, guys, they won, and it wasn't necessarily close.
Oh, okay.
But they had a quarterback switch. Oh, it was Ohio State.
It was Ohio State.
23-3 over Indiana.
Kyle McCord was the epitome of fine. He was fine. And it's his first game, so the kid deserves, an opportunity to to showcase what he can do. But this is Ohio State trucks Indiana consistently. I thought that game
should have been a bloodbath.
Was good. Yes, I thought it was going to be kind of fun. Ryan Day said, "Well, we're going to run the ball. We're going to establish the run." They couldn't. They got shut down by Indiana's defense from a run defense.
Well, it's probably not their normal plays.
Maybe not.
They didn't open up the playbook.
They didn't open up the playbook.
We're talking about the number 3 team in the nation against a conference foe that they have dominated, and an offense that usually fires just piss missiles, as Jamie would say.
Yeah.
In September, and I thought, wow, this does not look like a top 5 team.
A couple other teams that fell into that bracket for me were Penn State and Michigan as well. I didn't think.
Yeah, Michigan
was not impressive.
No, I don't know. Maybe it's the Harbaugh effect, but East Carolina, 30-3.
Yeah.
Okay, best hot take following week 1.
Colorado undefeated.
All right, I like it.
Wow.
It could be as fun as you want it to. That's fun.
That was kind of mine. I'm going to dial it back a little bit. I was going to say that they'd be undefeated heading into their matchup with USC, which means they'll take down Nebraska, who looked terrible like they usually do, even though they're under Matt Rule now. They lost to Minnesota by a field goal. They were
with it. They had like a 90-something.
Yeah.
They falconed that thing.
They fumbled the ball.
Yep.
And they lost.
Nebraska did.
They did everything that Scott Frost did.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's coaching. Anyways, they're going to lose next week. Then they got Colorado State, and then they take on Oregon, who we know can put up points, even though they're playing a terrible team. But I think they'll be undefeated
all over the Portland
heading
State.
into the USC game. They'll be at home against USC. I think it'll be a great matchup.
My hot take, which really isn't much of a hot take, although if you kind of followed the preseason, the buzz around this team was next to nothing based on what we normally have it to be. Alabama's going to win the national championship. Nobody's talking about them. This is the year. Everybody's talking about Georgia. Everybody's talking about Michigan. Everybody's talking about these other teams. Now it's Deion in Colorado, and rightfully so, right? Nobody's talking about Bama.
Nobody wants
the year
to talk about Bama.
This is the year going to win.
Do you think
again.
Colorado is ranked in the top 25 after this week?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I don't think so.
No. They're going to get some votes, but they're not going to be ranked in the top 25.
I mean, one.
What do they have to do then? Beat Oregon?
Have to win another game would be nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to. I'll say it right now.
They're ranked. If they win, even though Nebraska and Colorado State will not be ranked, and they shouldn't be, if they go 3-0, they'll be ranked.
I will Instagram live me running a mile if Nebraska beats Colorado next week.
Okay.
Wait, what? If Nebraska beats Colorado?
Yeah.
You just have to run a mile?
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's a pound of flesh yet.
Yeah.
Is it? Because I hate running.
Nah, but you're in good shape.
Yeah, it's only a mile.
Longer legs. It's only a mile.
You're not doing anything.
There's a difference between
that's no Wallflowers challenge.
Being in running mile shape and being in shape.
If Nebraska beets Colorado, I'll drink a nice bottle of bourbon.
I'll sacrifice.
You know what? Me too.
There you go.
I'll do it.
Okay. NFL divisional preview. We're going to do 2 divisions each day leading into week 1 of the NFL season. NFC East is up first. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Time to go around the NFL with a Fast Lane season preview of the NFC East.
Well, if you listen to the show religiously, you know that we're not very bright. If you listen to this show, you're not listening for our intelligence, that's for sure.
What? Why do you say that, Anthony?
All of us, to a man, thought it was Monday.
Oh, yeah, I've been screwed up all day.
It's Tuesday, guys. Do you know what comes out on Tuesdays in the college football season?
College football?
Yeah.
Is it the rankings?
It's the rankings, yeah. Marsh, you go. When the rankings get released, is Colorado ranked? And Jamie and I go, nah. Yeah, they're ranked. 22nd. What? Rankings came out earlier today.
Maybe they came out a couple minutes ago.
Nope, I doubt it.
Oh.
Actually, maybe they did. I don't know. But Colorado ranked 22nd.
I thought it was Monday.
Not only are they ranked in the AP Top 25, they're ranked 22nd.
Apparently the Cardinals didn't play yesterday either.
No, they didn't.
That'll happen.
Should have.
I don't think anybody's going to hold you to fire there. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Alabama 3, Florida State 4. So after beating LSU, they go 8-4. Ohio State drops to 5. I said that didn't look overly impressive. Apparently AP Top 25 voters said, yep, we agree. Other than that, LSU drops to 14. Any other big shakeups? Duke to 21, Clemson to 25. So they go 9-25.
So, how interesting. FSU beats the wheels off of LSU. Mm-hmm. They don't break the top 25.
FSU did, yeah. They were already in the top 25.
They were 9, right?
Sorry, I saw them now.
Yeah, they go 8-4.
I'm an idiot.
They jumped up 4.
Yeah. Wow. There we go again.
Stay hot, Fast Lane. Stay hot.
Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got an hour left.
Duke got in there.
Yeah, Duke.
What is this, college basketball rankings?
When was the
What's
last
going on
time
here?
Duke was ranked in the top 25?
Probably when Daniel Jones was there.
Probably. Okay. NFL divisional preview. Yeah. NFC East. Marsh.
Oof. Yes.
Why don't you run this thing tonight?
All right, so we're gonna
run this down tonight.
We're gonna go over these teams, who we think is going to win the division. Maybe a team gets a wild card, but let's start with the Eagles. They won last year. What do you think they're going to do this year?
They're my NFC East favorites again. Best roster, one of the best rosters in football. I look at a couple of things. I don't get too crazy when it comes to breaking down every single aspect of a football team. Can you win in the trenches? Do you have strong quarterback play? Do you have a head coach with a brain? Go from there. Mm-hmm. The Eagles, one of the best defenses in football, one of the best front sevens in football, outstanding offensive line. Jalen Hurts, big contract after doing what he did last year. And obviously, the Eagles have a pretty good coaching staff. Although, you're making some changes now. You lost both coordinators. But I still have the Eagles winning the NFC East.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
This is an easy one. The Eagles are winning the NFC East.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, I don't know, everything Anthony said, but to me, this is a no-brainer.
High five.
Yep.
I as well have the Eagles making the playoffs. So that will lead us to the
making
next
the playoffs
team.
or winning the division?
Well, hang on a second.
What do you have winning the division? What do you have winning the division, Marsh?
I picked up on a little something here.
I hate it.
He avoided
no
things.
NFC East team has won back-to-back division titles since 2004, 2003, 2004. That team was the Philadelphia Eagles. However, let's see how they do without their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator from last season. I hate to say it.
Oh, boy.
I have the Dallas Cowboys winning this division.
Goodness.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Wow.
I was not expecting that, especially out of Marsh. The Dallas Cowboys hate it.
I didn't want to do it.
I got the Cowboys second overall. Dak's got to cut down on the turnovers, but it's going to be apparently a quarterback-friendly system under Mike McCarthy. They got the skill position players. They got the front seven defensively. Dan Quinn's going to make himself a fine head coach again at some point, probably right there in Dallas when they inevitably come up short. But Cowboys offensive line, top 10 in football. I think the Cowboys finish second. I just don't like them better than the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Anthony. And I just look at this division and like, come on. It's pretty simple to see. For me, it's simple to see how this plays out. Mm-hmm. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders.
Yep, I have the same.
I'm going Dallas, Philly, New York, and Washington. I don't think the Giants are going to make the playoffs, though.
I don't either.
They were in it last year. I could see them having a decent season like they did last year, but I can't see them sneaking into the wild card. So, and with Dallas, since we're already talking about it, I think they will be the 1 seed in the NFC.
You think the Dallas Cowboys...
The entire conference?
The entire conference.
When it's all said
Bartender,
and done.
I'll have what he's drinking,
When
please.
it's all said and done, Marsh is saying the route to the Super Bowl in the NFC runs through Arlington.
Goes
That's
through
what
the
he's
big
saying.
D.
So you know what?
Through the big D.
Yep.
Anthony, I'm a storyline type of guy.
Yes, you are.
Nothing is funnier than Dallas being the number 1 team in the NFC, getting a bye, and then losing to a wild card team at home.
So he's setting it up that way.
I saw, yeah.
Wow. I got the Cowboys a wild card team, but I don't have the Giants as a wild card team.
I have them as a wild card only because the NFC is...
toilet water.
Yep, there you go.
All right, we have the AFC East coming up in a little bit, but we got what's trending next.
the world of sports, the Fast Lane has you covered with what's trending now.
Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate to Goodwill and get a Lion's Choice sandwich coupon.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, Sporting KC. Screw those guys.
Yeah.
They took down City SC this weekend 2-1. Not the outcome that we were expecting to see this weekend in Kansas.
That's crap refereeing. Did you see some of those calls? Off their second goal for Sporting KC, guy goes up, and I mean, he might as well have been playing middle linebacker. He cross-body blocked the City SC guy, took him to the ground, and then they go down, of course, get a goal the other way. Not great. I didn't like the offside call that took back a goal from City SC. I guess when you slow it down, yeah, it's offside, but still, at the end of the day, not the greatest performance by the team. Roman Berkey, again, guys, I don't know where this team would be without him.
Oh, I think we can guess.
I know.
And they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but to your larger point about Berkey, if they don't have Berkey, good luck.
He had a couple of YouTube highlight reel saves yesterday.
Again. Every single week.
Multiple saves in a row. I mean, fingers crossed that he stays healthy and that he
don't even put in the atmosphere.
Keeps his energy levels high. Don't want to have the same thing happen to Roman Berkey that happened to the Cardinals.
Jamie, come on. Why even put it in the atmosphere? Why even put it in the atmosphere?
It's more of a compliment for Roman Berkey. Is what
Doesn't
it's
feel like
intended
it.
to be. Well, actually, it is.
Is it a crap sandwich?
No, it wasn't at all. It was complimented.
Small crab sandwich.
What are you talking about?
Like
side of crap on the side.
Like the little finger foods they give out at weddings. Little crap sandwiches.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on like a cracker.
Yep. It's a good call, Marsh.
Yeah. Crap sandwich for Chandler Jones and the Raiders.
Oh, boy.
Maybe not even a crap sandwich, just crap.
Weird.
He is not happy after he was locked out of the team facility. What the hell's going on here?
This is a weird situation. With the Las Vegas Raiders, for whatever reason, Chandler Jones was locked out of the facility and then went to Instagram to call out Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler, and then suggesting he wants out of Las Vegas. And here's what he says, is, quote, "It's a shame that I'm a top athlete with 112 sacks in the NFL, and I have to go to a local gym to work out during the season for no apparent reason. This is wild to me, Josh, and you know it. You need to do what's right." Apparently the Raiders then tried to reach out to him, but contacted him through his ex-girlfriend that he hasn't been with for 5 years. What? I'm not joking.
Do they not have an updated phone?
I don't know.
Phone number for Chandler Jones?
How screwed up is this? One, why is the facility not open? I don't know about.
Yeah.
I don't know about Vegas, but the modern day practice facilities, you have a computer card. It lets you in 24 hours a day. So if you want to go work out, and what happens is they get a notification to their home system that player, let's say it's Rivers. Rivers enters facility at 10:30 p.m. at night, and then obviously the cameras pick up everything else. Why the hell would you have a guy locked out of the facility?
Did it happen today?
I don't know, Anthony.
Okay, because the only thing is, and I don't know this one way or another, but on Tuesdays, that is the NFL off day.
So what?
Well,
he wants to go into a gym.
I understand that. I don't know what the rules are in terms of like the NFLPA.
Well, if the NHLPA, when you have your off day, you're not allowed to have any coach direction. So the coach can't take you on the ice.
You can go in.
But you can go in and
use the facilities.
Whatever you want to use for the facility.
I don't know. That's weird.
The weird part about it is he's entering the second season with the team after he signed a 3-year, $51 million deal.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's really weird.
The Raiders are one of those organizations that just can't get out of its own way. The whole Derek Carr thing last year. And Derek Carr didn't play well last year, but they still figured out a way to kind of screw that up. And Derek Carr then spent the last couple of weeks. I mean, this is at home, and this is somebody that was, had a pretty good career with the Raiders, and that ended poorly. So it's just it's the Raiders, man.
Just odd.
They can't figure it out.
Just odd.
It reminds me of when Jamal Adams tried to get into the Jets facility and was locked out. There's like a giant meme about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, continuing with football, looks like Tom Brady, his son, is beginning to play football, and he will not play as a quarterback. Shockingly, he will be a tight end.
Really?
Like his Uncle Gronk.
Yeah. That's Brady goes on to TMZ, had the article that I read anyways. And he said that he called Gronk and he says, yep, my boy wants to be like you. And Brady said that Gronk loved it. And he's like, yeah, that's great. Like, basically, bring the boy to me.
Could you imagine?
Uncle Gronk.
Could you imagine you're Tom Brady and your son comes to you and says, hey, I know what position I want to play.
I know who I want to be like.
Yeah. I'm gonna play tight end. Like my favorite player, Rob Gronkowski.
Honestly, I feel like
Gronk is a Hall of Famer.
For sure.
He should be one day, but
he will be.
Like, holy smokes.
I think it's a smart move for his son. He will never live up to his dad.
Yeah, that's a good
He'll
call.
never live up to him.
You also never live up to him if you don't try.
Oh, Anthony. Come on.
What?
But I do like that, he's trying to do something different.
Yeah.
I mean, now all he's got to do is go find a Tom Brady to pass to him would be great.
Like Uncle Gronk.
Like Uncle Gronk.
I love that.
Or Dad.
What? No,
You never
Jamie.
know. They're close.
Jamie.
Obviously, things were rocky too, Anthony. You never
Jamie,
know.
come on, man. That kid's what is he, 10?
Oh, he's 13.
13 was a long time
He's
ago.
a pretty big kid, Anthony. I'm just saying.
Okay, Jamie.
You know?
Jeez. Why'd you have to take it there?
I didn't.
You did. You very much did.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Jamie's finger pointing.
What?
Hey.
I had my guy.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I mean, if you wanted to play hockey,
Well, speaking of tight ends, the big news today: Travis Kelce was injured at practice today. He had a hyperextended knee, and Kansas City believes that his ACL is intact. We talked with Adam Teicher earlier today, who covers the Chiefs. But overall, thoughts on Travis Kelce potentially being out for week 1 and maybe even more.
Yeah, so Adam Teicher couldn't give us much because I guess he wasn't allowed to practice. He's not allowed to practice during the regular season or something. I don't know.
He didn't eat his vegetables last night, so he wasn't allowed to go
Is
to
that
practice.
what it is? But he couldn't give us...
That's what I made out of it.
He couldn't give us any more of an update than what we've kind of discovered online, which is that, he walked off. Travis Kelce walked off under his own power, but hurt his knee. And now his status for week 1 is in doubt. If you do not have Travis Kelce and you do not have Chris Jones, boy, those are two guys that are impact players that the respective offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators have to worry about on every play. And if they're not there, it changes the look of Kansas City defensively without Chris Jones and changes the look of KC offensively without Travis Kelce. And not that they can't win the game, not that they can't, continue to play well. You still got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Tough game, though.
But a lot of coverage gets rolled to Travis Kelce's side. A lot of pass protections for opposing offensive lines are set based on where Chris Jones lines up. And without those two guys, I mean, that's going to be tough. So hopefully Travis Kelce's okay. And he can play, but it just doesn't sound good. That's what's trending here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, where it's 5:12. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We just did the divisional preview for the NFC East. We got the AFC East. And old Aaron Rodgers next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers here, joined today by our good friend Tracy Bibb. Tracy Bibb, how you doing today?
Awesome. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. And just spent a great weekend up at the lake, closing out the cottage season, the lake season. But then I was wondering to myself, what do I do insurance-wise during the winter? Because obviously I've got insurance on all these things throughout the summer, but what do I do come wintertime?
Yeah, a lot of times you want to make sure you're keeping your insurance on things like your boat and that kind of stuff because, yes, maybe you're not taking it out on the water, but there are things that can happen to it during the winter. Say we get a hailstorm or we get really bad snow and the weight of that snow crushes the boat dock that the boat is under. All of those different kind of things are important reasons to have insurance. The one thing nice about Allstate policies is we write our policies to knowing that you're not maybe going to use it all year round in the state. So we definitely give you breaks because of that. Perfect time to give us a call. Let us check out that insurance, see what we can do for you. Just look at insurance in general because we've seen a lot of companies starting to cancel policies out there.
Well, don't miss the moment to give Tracy Bibb a call for a free non-committal quote or just have her go over all of your insurance needs. And it's pretty easy. Just call 314-328-4260. Again, that number is 314-328-4260. Tracy, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thanks so much. Go Blues.
Time to go around the NFL with the Fast Lane season preview of the AFC East.
You heard the big boys, AFC East. This might be the most compelling division in all of football, and one of the big reasons, of course, is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers goes from the Packers to the Jets, and a lot of Super Bowl hype, I guess, surrounding the Jets this year. At the very least, playoff hype surrounding the Jets. But where do we stack these teams? Why don't we start off with the first place team? Who wins this division, Jamie?
Well, I've had the Bills up there, but I think I've overlooked a certain part of the Jets team. And now, DJ Reed, I believe, the cornerback for the Jets, on record today or yesterday, recently saying that their defense will be to the standard of the 85 Bears or the 2013 Seahawks, the Legion of Boom. And so
lofty expectations.
It is. But then, so I dove into it a little bit and started to question a lot of things. One was the national voices everybody seems to be raving about the Jets and their opportunity to get to the Super Bowl and all this stuff. And I wasn't seeing it happening just because of Aaron Rodgers. And I've pushed back on these airwaves saying, I just don't see it. I'm just not buying the hype. Then when I dive into it, they do have a really good defense. They have a really good defense. And, we talked about how Robert Saleh, we're like, he's not an offensive mind and this and that. Maybe he doesn't have to be. Maybe his defense is going to be elite, and that's what's going to be the difference maker. Is Aaron Rodgers and the offense will be just fine. They'll obviously at a much higher level than what the Jets had last year. But maybe it's the defense that's got everybody that is creating this Super Bowl contender type thing. I didn't think about it at all. I really don't. So I'm going to go ahead and swallow my pride, and I'm going to put the Jets to win this division.
I honestly don't know who I'm doing the show with today. I got Marsh saying that the Cowboys are going to represent the NFC as the top team in the NFC this year, and I got Jamie sitting beside me talking about the Jets winning the AFC East after, I don't know, we're bagging on everybody that has overhyped the Jets for months now.
Yeah.
And DJ Reed makes one comment, and now Jamie's all in.
Well, it's
just disgusting.
It wasn't just the comment. It's just diving into the defensive players that they have and where they're projected to be league-wide. And I was like, holy crap, that's a pretty good defensive team. And couple that with Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, sorry, Anthony. It pains me, too.
You should be.
I threw up 3 times before saying it. Bothered me.
Marsh, who do you have winning the division?
Yeah, I have the Bills. I think they're going to win the division again this year, and I think they will be the 3 seed in the AFC.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
What?
I got the Dolphins win it. Tua stays healthy.
Dolphins.
I love
this guy.
Vic Fangio. I think he's going to, that defense is better than people think. They've got the skill position players. The offensive line isn't great, but none of the offensive lines in the AFC East are that good. So it kind of offsets a little bit. I like Mike McDaniel. That Dolphins team showed a lot of grit last year playing. I mean, they went up to Buffalo twice, late in Buffalo, and played pretty well there. So I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I said the Bills take a step back this year. However, I still think the Bills finish second. They got offensive line issues. The 2 tackles have been banged up. The running game was in question last year. They'll do enough throughout the early months where the weather's good and they don't have to, that Josh Allen can kind of run around. But once a year wears on and he gets a little bit more banged up, and that running game doesn't take over, and they are not physical, I think there's a lot of pressure on the Bills this year to kind of take that next step. And I got them finished second in the AFC East. Who do you have finished second, Jamie?
I've got the Bills.
Okay.
Finishing second, then the Dolphins, and it pains me the Patriots finishing last. Even though I think they'll be better than what people think, I just think that division is just really hard.
I'm with Jamie. I have the Jets finishing second. I have Miami finishing third, and the Patriots finishing in last. And here's the kicker. The Jets, being the second team in the AFC East, will also, for me, be the 7th seed in the AFC, meaning the Miami Dolphins will miss the playoffs.
So I've got them winning the division. Marsh has them missing the division overall. We are all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know if Tua can stay healthy, and I made a point last week that Miami's terrible in cold weather games, and towards the end of the year, are they going to be able to win some of those key games down the stretch? I don't think they can. Even though they do have a high-powered flying offense, I do think that it's going to be a one-game back of the Jets. And I think I'm trying to credit the rest of the AFC because it is a tough conference to make the playoffs. So I'm giving more credit to the other divisions than this one because I think this division's they're going to eat each other alive.
For all the hype that the Jets get defensively, the Dolphins, in my opinion, have a better front seven.
Oh, my God.
They've got a much better front seven, in fact. I think they got a better coordinator. I think I have better defensive structure. I got the Jets finishing third in this division. I do not have the Jets making a wild card. Wow. That offensive line is going to ruin that offense. And I've said this before.
Did you just say you don't have the Jets making the playoffs?
I do not.
Oh, my.
I do not. Tough conference. Aaron Rodgers is not going to get 6 gimmies anymore.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
2 a year from the Bears.
Don't even say it.
2 a year from the Lions.
Don't even say it.
1 from the Vikings.
There you go.
5 gimmies every single year for Aaron Rodgers. He used to wake up on week 1 knowing he had 5 wins in his back pocket. Not anymore. And there's something. You put that Jets green on and something happens to you. We've seen it time and time again. The Jets will not make the playoffs. And I got the Patriots finishing 4th. They'll probably win 8 games, though, because that's just the Patriot way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Dead last, 8 wins. Everybody say is a horrible season, and they'll win 8. And they'll have a stretch at some point where you say, we all doubted Bill Belichick, didn't we? Like, they'll have a stretch where they win 4 games in a row, and people will start talking about them again. But ultimately, I just don't think they have the talent on both sides of the ball.
The only problem I see for the Patriots is the beginning of their season is not friendly. They got the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Saints.
Good luck.
That's a tough start to your season.
That's a real tough start. Okay, there you go. Divisional previews. We'll do 2 more tomorrow, 2 more on Wednesday, 2 more on Thursday, leading up to kickoff between the Detroit Lions.
Today's Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Again, I forget. So we'll do 2 tomorrow and 2 on Thursday.
And 2 Friday.
Oh, and 2 Friday. Yeah, because we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll cover the Chiefs and the Lions before we get to Friday.
Guys, we have a quote here that I think you guys will enjoy. It was Sean Payton talking about and to Russell Wilson. He says, will you blanking stop kissing all the babies? You're not running for public office.
Nice.
He said that?
That's awesome.
He said, Sean Payton to Russell Wilson on caring less about his public image.
Is that a real quote?
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Stop. Just play football, Russ.
Yeah. Cool. Worry about all the other crap.
He is, though. You're right. Sean Payton's right. He's worried about running. He's like running for office every Wednesday. And Tuesday.
Mr. Limited.
That's dirty, but I do like it. All right. We have biggest question of the day and beat the streak next on 101 ESPN. Hey, if you need a new car, and we in the Stalter household, we might, we're going to go right down to Herculaneum and talk to our great friends at Auto Center Nissan Herculaneum. They've got great deals, great prices. They've got financing options for everyone, which is highly important, especially in a climate like we're dealing with the rates and things like that. They'll find you the best rate at Auto Center Nissan Herculaneum. They got cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. They've got over 700 vehicles on the lot in Herculaneum and at one location, too, which is fantastic. You don't have to drive around the greater St. Louis or Illinois area looking for that perfect car at multiple dealerships. No, they got over 700 vehicles at one spot. You're not going to beat their pricing. You're not going to beat their deals. They give you, in fact, the 30-day return promise because they're so confident that you're going to drive off the lot in either your brand new Nissan or your certified pre-owned vehicle, and you're going to love it. But they give you the 30-day return promise just in case that you have some sort of, second guessing when it comes to the car. You can bring it back within 30 days. No problem. They'll issue that refund, or they'll swap it out for something that that fits you a little bit more. They got the free nationwide lifetime warranty as well at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Don't forget to tell them Stalter sent you.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals taking on the Braves tonight, 6:20. First pitch, Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Michael Soroka. Once again, Cards, Braves, 6:20 first pitch. City SC lost to Sporting KC over the weekend by a final score of 2-1. They'll be back in action on Sunday, taking on the LA Galaxy. And earlier today, we talked with Adam Teicher, who covers the Kansas City Chiefs for ESPN NFL Nation. We talked about Travis Kelce hyperextending his knee. If you missed that interview or anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the 101 mobile app. You can find all of our interviews and the full show there. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
We're good, streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, it's been a minute since we played Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's welcome back Nick. What's up, Nick?
Hey, how are you guys? Hope you guys had a great long weekend.
Yeah, same to you, my friend. Welcome back to Beat the Streak. Marsh, what is our standings?
All right, Anthony, you currently have a streak of 5. Jamie is at 2. I am at 0. And Nick is at 2 as well.
Okay, so the order today will go me and then Nick, right?
Yes.
Me, Nick, Jamie, and then Andrew Marsh. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb today.
What?
I'm going to take Ronald Acuna Jr., guys.
That's your guy.
I'm going to take Ronald Acuna Jr., my favorite player of all time. I'm going to take him. I know that a lot of you doubt that he's going to get a hit tonight against Miles Michaelis, but I'm going to go with him anyways. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is my selection. Nick, who would you like?
Solid. I'm going to go with Newt. There it is, Lars Nootbaar.
All right, Nick, going with the Cardinal there. Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the RBI leader, Matt Olson.
You son of a...
I mean, come on. How did you leave him on the board?
Oh, because I took Ronald Acuna Jr.
The 23rd in the league.
What's that, Nick?
Because my son told me to take Olson. That's why I left him on the board.
Oh, no. Did he really, Nick?
Hey, that's the analytics.
He knows.
That's funny.
Wow. The Kids' Choice Awards. 0-2 thus far and Beat the Streak. All right, Marsh, who would you like?
I'm looking at a guy on the Braves who's batting 500 against Miles Michaelis and 8 at-bats. That's Eddie Rosario. Give me Eddie Rosario to pick up a hit tonight.
There you have it. So I took Ronald Acuna Jr. Nick took Newt. There it is. Jamie took Matt Olson, the RBI leader. And Marsh went with the head-to-head stats and chose Eddie Rosario for the Braves tonight. So, Nick, good luck. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good luck. Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too. There you have it. Hey, don't forget, you can join 101 ESPN and Bud Light for Blues and Brews on Friday evening, September 22nd at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Get fired up for the blues season at this outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Chris Lane and local blues musician Marquise Knox, plus appearances by the blues players, alumni, food trucks, blues merch, 101 ESPN giveaways, and much more. You can find tickets, which are now on sale, at 101ESPN.com for additional event details. And you can also purchase your tickets for Blues and Brews on September 22nd, right there again at 101ESPN.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, earlier today we were talking about prime time Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, Colorado with, I believe, the most transfers in college football. Texas State also in the top 5. Texas State,
hey, they
defeated Baylor.
Honestly,
We didn't even talk about that.
If it wasn't for Colorado upsetting TCU, that would have been the biggest upset of Week 1, Texas State versus Baylor.
So now that we know those two teams ended up coming out with a victory in Week 1, but this is more centered around Deion Sanders. The biggest question of the day is, did Colorado, flip? Are they the flip side of the transfer portal?
I think so. I think when the college football transfer portal being it's mostly negative, right? Oh, look, it's Wild Wild West out here. Look at all these players; they're just flipping their commits. And Jamie, I know your stance on this. I do, and I like it. I like your idea of, if you make a commitment to a program, unless that coach leaves at any point or is fired, you're gonna stay. You're gonna have to stay.
Yep.
You could also make a transfer request, but it can be denied, again, if that coach stays put. However, we know that the transfer portal exists. We know it kind of has like a negative feel to it. But, Jamie, if Deion Sanders in one season can turn around Colorado, which has been a doormat in college football, that is incredibly impressive. And he would have done so by first starting there and saying, hey, if you do not want to play football, if you do not want to be here, if you do not want to give me your all, I will replace you. That's how he started off.
Yeah.
And then he did. He brought in all these transfers.
How many transfers did he bring in?
Marsh, you have the official number in front of you? Marsh will get that.
I for some reason,
He cleared house.
Like 50-some.
Yeah.
I don't know that to be true.
I thought it was like 53 or something.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I mean, yeah, but not in this situation.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot. But so the transfer portal, though, utilized this way. So a coach changes to a different team. He should be allowed to build his roster. He should be. And he brought some kids from his last
Jackson State.
From Jackson State as well.
Including his son, who only put up 510 yards passing. Four tutties.
Everybody thought was going to be a joke when he named his own son the starting quarterback.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
We'll see. Time will tell, but it seems like he's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Look at the transfer portal. I don't like it just for people to hip hop all over the place. You know what I mean? But in this situation, we dogged on the transfer portal when we talked about coaches before. A lot of the text line be like, well, the coaches get to go wherever the hell they want. Why can't the players? I don't necessarily disagree with that, but that's why I said if the coach changes, leaves your team, automatically you qualify for the transfer portal.
Right.
This would be a reason why, because Deion Sanders obviously wanted a number of players to go to Colorado, to transfer from wherever when he took his new gig. So there are pros and cons to the transfer portal. This is one hell of a way to springboard your team back into relevance, not only because you're Deion Sanders, but because your Deion Sanders basically called your shot and then had maybe the biggest upset of Week 1.
Yeah. Marsh, you get the number?
Yes, the text line saying it's 73. I found an article that is 86. There's 86 new bodies have been brought in. More than 50 of them entered as transfers, including 9 from Jackson State.
I was about to say not all of them are transfers, so not all of them played for a different program a year ago.
Right.
But nonetheless, he completely revamped that program. Sure. As opposed to doing what a lot of college football coaches do, which is take over, kind of assess things for a year, get your rear end kicked, and then try to bring in your own guys, and then in like year 3 win. Deion said, I'm not doing that. I want guys that want to win right now.
Yeah.
I want guys that believe in what we're doing. So if I have to clear house and bring in all new guys, that's what I'm going to do.
Anthony, what was your thoughts of, and this is nothing to do with the transfer portal, but just watching that game and listening to people talk about the Colorado game? Like, the hurry-up offense is one thing. What the hell was Colorado running?
Yeah, they're
that was
running.
Like the hurry-up offense on speed.
That was breakneck speed, man. They are running at just. That's what they want to do. Get as many plays in as possible. You can't. If you're going to do that, you have a very limited playbook. But when you have the athletes that they have, you can keep the defense on the field the entire time, which limits obviously your ability to get in fresh bodies, so that wears them down.
like, how much does that affect the defensive team? Like, you're constantly, as soon as the play is whistled down, you're lined up again, ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get your bearings?
It puts a lot of stress on the defense. They have to stay. They basically have to stay in the personnel grouping that
probably have
they
to stay
called
in
first.
Relatively
first
the
play.
same setup for the whole thing too, and just
Basically.
kind of adjust.
So you may say, so why doesn't every team do that? Because you wear out your own defense too. If you're not scoring, and in Colorado, you wear out your own defense. So,
yeah. So if you're not scoring, your defense gets back on the field quickly.
What Colorado did was the perfect vision of it. You score basically every drive, you're good. Jamie, you could also have an offense that is on the field and off the field in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Which means what? Your defense is on the field in 30 seconds too. So at some point, I think Dion will have to make some adjustments with the way he does this. But
maybe he will. Maybe this is all part of his crazy plan.
I wouldn't put it past
the
him.
next game he doesn't know. Yeah. Not once does he go to hurry up.
Yeah.
And then, or first half, not one. Then second half, speed blitz again.
Sure. But what Shadir Sanders did, I mentioned this earlier. If you're going to play that way, you have to be willing to take whatever the defense gives you. And that's what Sanders did.
He did. He threw that deep ball. And you can't.
Like, hey, you're gonna leave him out there? All right, I'll go one-on-one, and I'll just keep firing.
And going back to the offense itself, what I thought they did a great job was mixing in the run. Dylan Edwards, I know we've been talking about Shadir Sanders and Travis Hunter. Edwards was just as key to that offense as those other two were.
Certainly.
I thought he was great.
Think about the stress it puts on a linebacker to have to play. You know, you're trying to make sure that when you line up, if you're in a zone, you almost have to play in a zone constantly. But you got your zone, but you're also trying to read run. You know, a lot of times these RPOs, these linebackers are kind of stuck in sand, quicksand. They're not moving. They're not firing constantly. You're a step behind. It was impressive what Colorado did. Now, again, I will say this. TCU put up a bunch of yards and points as well. And at one point, you're like, who's going to get the ball last? Whoever's going to get the ball last is going to win. But Colorado being a 20.5-point underdog to go into Fort Worth and do what they did was nothing short of impressive. And they're going to be a team to watch throughout the year.
You mentioned that defense, not all that fantastic, like you said, but they made the play when they needed to at the end of the game.
Did.
They came up big, and you know that. Coach Prime, man, they came up big, and they embody what he is.
Yeah,
essentially. What do you think of the leaders and the dogs? You notice that?
Everything Dion is doing. Look, if you do all this and you get your butt kicked each and every week, you're not going to steal headlines. You're going to die a very quick death. But if you're Dion and you get the motivational speech, and like Danny Cannell is kind of calling you out, really not calling you out. He just gave an opinion, and Dion saying, "Do you think I care about what anybody thinks of me?" You know, you can't do that and lose. But for him to have that much confidence and that much pride, the players have the same, and then you go out and you win, you're going to get a lot of believers after week one. Maybe even Ed Werder.
Wow. Do you believe now?
Is that what you believe?
What do you think
You don't believe.
What do you think these SEC coaches are thinking?
What do you think these SEC program directors are thinking? They're the ADs.
They're probably thinking, I want to get that guy in one of these schools.
How long do you think Dion lasts if this works in Colorado?
I don't know, man. He walks to the beat of his own drum. I could see him telling you to stick it. You don't need the money. He's got plenty of money.
You know, I like what he said too. At one point, he does have plenty of money. He went from Jackson State to Colorado in part. I'm not saying the only reason, but in part so that his assistant coaches would get bigger paydays too. He goes, for me, the money and everything, I've been blessed. These assistant coaches going from Jackson State to Colorado, they get bigger paydays.
I would like him to stay. I would like him to build that college football program up and just be another team that can compete for a national championship. I don't know. I don't know if he's the type of guy that would want to stay there just to build it up and then just leave, or would he want to be like a Nick Saban and be that guy at Colorado for a long time?
I think he likes so guys like Deion enjoy the competition, right? The challenge. And I think that if he just dropped in on an Alabama, you gave him he'd be kind of bored with that.
Right.
So I see a guy like Deion, or coaches that are like Deion Sanders. They want the next project. They want to fix the next program. So you know what that says to me?
Vanderbilt.
MIC!
Oh,
wow.
COU, baby.
I for sure thought you were going to go Vanderbilt.
I was thinking maybe LSU once
Mizzou.
Brian Kelly kind of.
Can you imagine Coach Prime in Columbia? The bright lights of Columbia, Missouri?
I certainly can. Absolutely, Jamie.
That would be fun.
They have a head coach, though, so,
Man,
you know.
do they?
Yeah, they do.
I meant, like, when Prime's ready to move. Pretty sure they'd take him.
We got a question earlier in the show about Deion potentially being a coach in the NFL. I don't know if this works in the NFL. And he's been pretty adamant about wanting to coach young kids and build them up to be NFL players. I don't know if he would ever even want to entertain that.
Yeah, it's tough when the guys are getting paid.
Deion's style doesn't play in the pro game. It just doesn't. I mean, you got guys who are just as rich and just as famous, if not more. And so the way he approaches it, which is awesome for college level kids.
For sure.
Awesome for younger players to develop them. But, at some point, the CEO that Deion is only goes so far when you have, Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famers in your locker room, and they're looking at you going, you don't really know, do you?
Yeah.
You have no idea what we're doing over here, do you? All right, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
That's tough. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What you missed, criticisms, compliments next on 101 ESPN.
This is Ron, the Wizard of Comfort. At Swiss Air, we offer a lifetime guarantee on all repairs. SwissAirSTL.com.
In a world where down payments are out of control.
But I've only got $29.
You need Franklin Mitsubishi in the automotive outlet in Bridgeton. Hop in if you want to live.
Really?
Nah, I'm just being dramatic.
Big down payments have met their match. At Frank Lita Mitsubishi, every vehicle is $29 down. $29. Stop. You need $2,000 down.
Frank Lita wants to get you approved, even if you've been turned down elsewhere.
Every vehicle is $29 down. And you get a lifetime warranty, no charge.
We're not going to make it!
Spoiler alert, we're here.
$29 down.
$29!
With 2.9% financing, 2.9 for 60 months.
At Frank Lita Mitsubishi.
In the automotive outlet in Bridgeton.
YesLita.com.
YesLita.com.
23 Outlander Sport, 28.7, 29 down, 515 a month for 60 months at 2.9% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next painting project with 11% off everything. We carry a great selection of painting products, from painting trays to brushes to rollers and more. Menards has everything you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Start with a 6-piece paint roller kit for $12.36 after 11% rebate at Menards. Good through September 10th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile apps, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We're all signed up for the Fastlane Pick'em Challenge. Are you?
I am.
Well,
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I was talking to the listeners, Jamie.
Well, you looked right at me, made eye contact, Anthony. So with respect to you, your question and your eye contact, I answered.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's incredibly fair. Get signed up at 101ESPN.com. You can make your football picks each and every week, so you can.
And I may have missed a question.
Try to defeat the Fastlane. That's us and the Rizzuto Show. The Fastlane Riz Show, throwing down all football season long in the Pick'em Challenge. Get signed up to play now at 101ESPN.com. It's all courtesy of Bud Light. What do we got for criticisms and compliments, Marsh?
All right, to start it off, let's start with the lineup game. From the 636, Marshy had himself a great weekend if the brain ain't firing right there. And that's talking about me being a little slow when it came to getting that Nolan Gorman sounder off.
It happens. Jamie and I said that Colorado wasn't going to be ranked despite the big win over TCU. And turns out they were already ranked 22nd. And he's made those comments.
You know. Happens.
Also from the 618, Marshy, they're going to hammer you. Cardinals didn't play yesterday, buddy. I know you had a party weekend, just trying to help you out.
Yeah, we all forgot it was Tuesday. I threw out the let's get nasty on a Tuesday. After that, I went right back to think it was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been screwed up all day.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go, getting up, couldn't, yeah. Mm-hmm. One of those days.
We're trying.
From the 636, solid Gauntlet performance, Tony. Maybe
Thanks.
That car crash was like when you threw your phone at the air fryer and fixed it.
I didn't throw my phone at the air fryer. I put the phone on the air fryer. Charged it right up.
From the 314, cut yourself some slack, Anthony. You probably have a concussion from the car accident.
Wasn't from the car accident. It was probably when I rammed my face into the side of my parents' pool. Or I cracked my dome on this desk right here.
Yeah, that was an epic one, actually. Never forget
Car
that.
accident. Nah, fine.
Like, did you just hit your head?
Yes, I did.
From the 636.
Smoked it, in fact.
The 636 says, I listen to you guys more than I listen to my wife.
Ooh, well. How do you respond to that, Anthony? Like, one, thank you.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know his wife.
I don't either.
No, we appreciate you. We appreciate your loyalty.
Thinks he talks a lot, or she just says things that he doesn't want to hear?
Well, if she talks more than 4 hours a day,
yeah,
I feel like we're winning. If he listens to us more than, if she talks for 4 hours and we talk for 4 hours, we're winning. We're up.
All right.
Last one here from Swan. Hey, guys, great show today. I can't believe Marshy picked the Cowboys to win the NFC East and Jamie picked the Jets to win the AFC East. That said, this show is known for wild takes. Like Anthony not thinking the Vikings will have a better record than the Falcons. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. I had a decent one. Coached 3 for all 3 games Friday through Saturday, going 2-1. The one loss, a 22-30 defeat to the number 3 team in the IHSA AP poll. Have a great rest of your day.
Wow. Okay. Swan? Appreciate you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. And I do think the Falcons will have a better record than the Vikings.
Quiet down.
May take a while, but we'll get there. For Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter, instant replay coming up from 6 to 7. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. See ya.